Rise and shine, Mzansi. It's a grand and peaceful rising this side on the Vooka Breakfast Show. Of course, we are live coming to you from the heart of Johannesburg, Dobsonville, where we make your mornings that daily dose of positivity with an energetic start to the day. And of course, right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show, we're about choosing, right? Choosing a better and doing a better. And of course, the first item on our list right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show is our picture of the day, where we choose those destinations in Mzansi where we can go to visit and of course create memories with our friends and family. And right here we are going to spotlight the Paxton Hotel, which is located in the heart of Bebeja, and just a short stroll from the beach. Combines modern of comfort with prime convenience. Perfectly positioned near the airport and marina, the hotel boasts 60 spacious rooms, many with private balconies offering breathtaking harbor views. Guests can enjoy a free wired internet, room service, and a refreshing outdoor pool. The stylish bar provides a relaxed atmosphere for winding down after sightseeing or business meetings. With attentive multilingual staff, the Paxton Hotel caters to both leisure and business travelers, making it an ideal destination for comfort, service, and easy coastal living. Wondering how you will get there? Don't worry, we've got the plug just for you. Ituelepeli Tours has something just for everybody. So check out their exclusive packages right here.
Escape the ordinary and discover the extraordinary with Soweto Tours. Whether you're a group of friends or a family looking for a memorable getaway, Soweto Tours has you covered. Our all-inclusive tours take you to South Africa's most stunning destinations, from the scenic beauty of Mpumalanga to the vibrant life of Gauteng and the coastal charm of Durban.
All right, once again, a very good morning. Let us keep you updated with your latest news headline. Starting off with your first headline, Sibiya cites Taishan defends a role in political killing probe. Suspended Deputy Police Commissioner Shadrack Sibiya is leveraging tensions between acting police minister Firoza Kachalia and Commissioner Fali Masemola to challenge his suspension. Sibiya was accused of defying Masemola's directive to disband the KwaZulu-Natal Political Killings Task Team, which is central to allegations of political interference. Following Kachalia's remarks about the returning of 121 dockets to task team, Sibiya filed a supplementary affidavit. The matter is now under review by Madlanga Commission, established to investigate claims of interference within the criminal justice system. In the next headline, Gauteng braces for host winter heat wave high above 30 degrees Celsius. Gauteng residents are said to experience a heat wave as winter fade and spring approaches. After a chilly season, temperatures soared over the weekend, prompting a shift to summer attire. Pumping weather forecasting highs of 86 degrees Celsius in Johannesburg and Vereeniging on Monday, marking a post-winter peak just in time for spring day. Your last news headline, KZN police arrest 150 in traffic and crime bids. Law enforcement in KwaZulu-Natal has intensified efforts against criminality and drunk driving, resulting in over 150 arrests since mid-August. According to Provincial Transport spokesperson in Ndabisi, SBIA, ongoing operation target traffic violation, unlicensed drivers, and alcohol-related offences. The crackdown continued across the province and on Sunday evening. That's all for a music headliner. Heading over to your sports news. Starting off with the football news. Liverpool agree Isak deal with Newcastle for British record fee. Liverpool have agreed to sign Alexander Isak for Newcastle for a British record of £130 million fee. The 25-year-old Swedish striker, who scored 23 goals at Master season, will undergo a medical before completing a 6-year deal. His transfer surpasses Chelsea's €106 million signing of Enzo Fernandez. Isak joins the Liverpool summer spree alongside Florian Wirtz, Hugo Ekitike, Jeremy Frimpong and Milos Kikeza. Newcastle accepted the deal after signing Nick Woltemade and facing financial pressures. Liverpool led the Premier League with 3 wins, while Newcastle seated 17th on the log table. The next headline, Ten Hag sacked by Leverkusen after 2 league games. Erik Ten Hag has been fired by Bayer Leverkusen just weeks to his tenure, marking the first dismissal in Bundesliga history. The club earned only 1 point from 2 league games despite heavy summer spending and losing key players like Florian Wirtz and Jeremy Frimpong. Ten Hag is the third ex-Manchester United manager to be dismissed in a week following Solskjaer and Mourinho. Leverkusen's assistant coaches will take over training duties as the club seeks a new direction ahead of their Champions League campaign. Now heading over to your tennis news, Djokovic storms into last 8 despite injury worries. Novak Djokovic cruised past Jan-Lennard Struff in straight sets despite neck and forearm issues. Reaching his 64th Grand Slam quarterfinal at 38, he became the oldest player to reach the last 8 at all 4 major in single season. Djokovic, aiming for a record 25th major title, hoped to win his next match as a birthday gift for his daughter Ta. He'll face Taylor Fritz in the quarterfinals. That's all for now. Stay tuned for more sports and news updates throughout the show. Don't forget to share your thoughts on these headlines with us on social media using the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. Yes, of course, you are still with us right here on your energetic start to your day, accompanied by that daily dose of positivity. So please do make sure that you stay with us. It is a wonderful Tuesday morning, and you know we are all about choosing, right? Who do you choose? Whether you choose yourself, whether you choose your friends and family, don't worry, man. Whatever that you choose, it is best and closer to your heart. And we're here to help you, man, to make those choices easy, because each and every day we wake up with so many choices. This is the day that you make a simple choice for your life and a simple choice for everyone who is surrounding you. So a very good morning to you. I hope that you are doing good on this wonderful Tuesday morning. So please do make sure that you stay with us on our social media platforms. You know, hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show is the hashtag that you needed to use throughout our social media platforms. And we have a number. If you want to send your comment, your voice note, the number to do that is 060-493-3226. So that's 060-493-3226. My name is Munkit's Money, aka Max for Make the Mountain Breathe. I am the son of Mother Nature. And I was in Amtakase Roborekisa Generator. You know that I'm not alone. Before we get deep into our daily breed, because each and every time and each and every day we give you what we call our daily bread, which is today in history. But before I do that, teamwork.
Teamwork, eh? Teamwork makes the dream work, man. Of course, right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show, we are a team, man. We roll squad deep every morning to bring you that daily dose of positivity for that energetic start to the day. Of course, you know, when we talk about daily dose of positivity, you know, my name is Utisika Mazimoko Shabalala, your prime cut creative and a positivity dose of the day. Umamshengu omuhle. Indlovukazi yakwantu umwela so wawala ngeibuko ngithi kunina bayede, because you know, when we know better, we do better. And, you know, Tuesdays about choosing, you know, to do better, you know. So, you know, what are you choosing to do better today? Whether, you know, it's to manage your finances better, to take better care of yourself, to be a better person. It is maybe to be kinder, to smile more, or, to stop procrastinating, send us those hacks. And of course, the number to engage with us on is 0604933226. Comment in the chat, of course. Come in with those thoughts and opinions. We love hearing from you. Hashtag Sivugile. Show us that you don't just wake up, man. You rise, man. That's what you are choosing today. You're not choosing to just wake up out of your bed, or to just start your day. You are choosing to rise above anything you may be facing today. Of course, we are deep in Heritage Month. And, I feel like, since it's Heritage Month, there should be some interesting things that happened in history.
Yeah. And speaking of what is that called, man, there are a lot of significant days that took place.
Yeah.
They know that we like to get deep into those days and learn and uncover those things. Don't worry.
I mean, vele senzi history every day, We out here making history. The minute you choose to wake up and open those eyes, put those 2 feet on the ground, 10 toes, stand firm. You stand on business. That's you choosing to make history. Which history? The history of your life, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So some of the things that you did not know, of course, that took place at some
in the world
harbors right here. So let us just get deep into it without wasting any of your time. So please, if you have a note Vooka right there with you on app in your phone, it's something that you can just minimize.
Class is in session.
Yeah, just to minimize this life, and of course start scripting down those notes. So the first one that we have right here today. Google launched Google Chrome, its own cross-platform web browser.
Wow.
So Google Chrome is a web browser developed by Google. It was first released in 2008 for Microsoft Windows, built with free software components from Apple WebKit and Mozilla Firefox. Versions were later released for Linux, Mac OS, iOS, iPad OS, and also for Android, where it is the default browser. The browser is also the main component of Chrome OS, where it serves as the platform for web applications. Right, that is some of the interesting things that took place. I know that when people see Chrome and Google, they ask, what is the difference between Google and Google Chrome? And we know that Google Chrome is a web browser.
Yeah, it's an application.
Yes, see, right? And then the second one, man, today in Zimbabwe, they announced that they have severed diplomatic relations with South Africa, but will maintain a trade mission in Johannesburg. Right, Zimbabwe announced that it has severed diplomatic relations with South Africa, but it would maintain a trade mission in Johannesburg. The ending of diplomatic relations between the two Southern African countries happened just 5 months after Rhodesia gained independence after 90 years as a British colony, renaming itself Zimbabwe. Robert Mugabe, head of Zimbabwe African Nation Union, which is ZANU, became the first prime minister. Right? Interesting things that are happening just right here in our soil.
Hey, man. And it's funny how, the events, influenced the socio-economic landscape in South Africa right now. And, of course, the conversation lately, the hot topic, has been the relations of South Africa and other African countries when it comes to foreign nationals and how, those people are documented and recognized in our country and, those kind of domestic, relations between many of, our neighboring countries. So, I know, Guti, a lot has been, just being discussed just regarding that, migrant and immigration issues and whatnot. So it's interesting to see, Uguti, Zimbabwe at some point had severed diplomatic relations with us. And there has been this one video I saw of Robert Mugabe speaking on a problem that we're currently facing today where, with the migrant work, with the foreign nationals and, them being documented, the border issue, all of that. He had spoken on that at a time when South Africa and he was still, in control in Zimbabwe. So yeah, man, go do your research, the history. And that's why, we have Today in History to see, how the past, has shaped the future we are now currently in. And I mean, discussed yesterday, and we were just looking at how Ubabu Krido Mut was, predictions and teachings sort of like not even sort of majorly how accurate they are. It's sort of like how everybody's saying the Simpsons are predictive. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we know that this correlation, of course, formed what we call the SADC region countries.
Yes.
Right. So it started with these two countries until other southern countries, they join and they form this interrelation that we have today. They meet annually and just to discuss some of the global issues that we face, to say, okay, as the southern region, guys, how do we handle this? How do we meet as leaders and as a nation and work together in terms of the issues that we are facing as countries?
Yeah, because, Ntsako Mahai, a guest that we've had here on the Vooka Breakfast Show for spiritual alignment, posted on his page, Uguti, he feels like South Africa is becoming the new America. As he's like, just watching Jay, how South Africa is basically, he's like, his specifically accurately on the post, he's like, South Africa will be the new America. Take a screenshot of this. So he's saying, bank on this. Take this as my word today. I am proclaiming that South Africa will be the new America. I mean, there's a song by, I think, Vinnie Paz. He's a hip hop artist, underground artist, where, he talks about people, society being, just American zombies. Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, man, that's something to think about today in history. Let him cook.
Yeah, with everything that is happening, man. Of course, people have their own predictions.
Yeah.
So yeah, for you, if you want to know more, please do more research just to find out, man, because it is very important. As we see that these influencers, they're trying to fool us with not giving us the information that we need, while the big things that are happening behind the scenes. So it is very important, just take your day, because of course the Tuesdays are all about the wellness. That information that you can consume, it can be information that is good for you. So feed your mind good information. The last one right here on Today in History, Britain, and I know that this one, it's going to spark a lot of debate in terms of is this really true or are we being played? So today, Britain and the Zulu nation signed a peace treaty, right? In which today, amanyamazi like Aibo, we betrayed ma. In the mid-January in 1879, Lieutenant Lord Chelmsford invaded the Zululand with 3 columns of British troops, starting the war that ended Zulu independence. After the initial crushing defeat of the British at Isandlwana and the British heroic defense of Hoogstreef, the tide turned against the Zulus. Ulundi, the capital of Zulu chief Echwai, was burned down and his EBs, Zulu soldiers, were defeated. Echwai was captured on the 28th of August, and on the 2nd of September, Britain signed a peace treaty with the Zulus. According to the treaty, Zululand was divided into 13 separate chiefdoms under a chief elected by the British, who was complete to a British ruler. The treaty ensured that the future unification of the Zulu was not possible, creating background for internal divisions and warfare. Echwai was exiled and dispatched to Cape Town on the 15th of September 1879. The Zulu nation did not accept the pro-British chiefs, and a civil war raged for decades to come. Echwai was restored as a ruler in 1883, but this did not bring peace to the war-torn area.
Man, remember when Umisuzulu was sworn as chief king?
Yeah.
King. Inkosi, hey. Didn't he have to go to Britain still.
He did. He did. And it was questionable with name, man, guys. Like a whole, Zulu king for him to be sworn into the chiefdom. He has to go and fly Ayekona Lipeshe.
Yep. It's like how people were saying, it's like even Nabuste, to say like Ngatu Cyril was going to report back to headquarters.
Hey guys,
Like this,
I'm the new key.
this corporation that's happening right here, this is, you have to go to the CEO, the owner of the company to say, you ain't that's why I need to bash Oguti. There was that whole thing that circulating on the social media street about South Africa being registered in the United States as a corporation.
Yeah. So it's these kind of things, man, Lobuti, because Zulus call it ubiga.
Yeah.
Yeah, yabong yeah, ngade sayuthi ukuthi bangaboni kuma social phela ukuthi hey mina ngiyinkosi without them knowing. So let me just go take a fly Emirates first class in Ntwana. Obviously siyabangena speaker napaya sithi hey Mr. Charles, I am the new king of the Zulu, right? So don't be shocked when you hear it on the social media, but yeah.
So I mean, of course, history has a way of echoing into the present, and I mean, this specific moment in history on the 2nd of September in 1879, when, Britain signed the so-called peace treaty with the Zulu nation after the burning of Ulundi and the capture of Uking Cetshwayo. This Isaac and take multi or when you analyze this event in history, this treaty was never really truly about peace, right? It was a strategy to weaken and divide the Zulu. So carving the kingdom into 13 chiefdoms and planting seeds of division that would spark decades of internal conflict. Hence, abantu abaningi esizweni sawaZulu, had very infighting, hence it still even reflects politically today when it comes to ANC and other parties. Even during that time when apartheid was happening, there was a time during that struggle where there was black on black violence due to, that divide and conquer thing. So it was, fast forward today, right? As King Misuzulu, Gazolatini was sworn in, we were reminded of just how much the Zulu monarchy, has endured. Also, surviving the wars, exile, colonial, interference, and generations of political, pressure and influence, essentially. So his coronation wasn't just ceremonial. It was a living testament of a continuity of a cycle, but also, in a way, resilience of our people, because through the unity and workings of our nations, Abeswati and the Zulus. I mean, yes, there was those arguments around Wuti, is he the rightful king, based on his own history or his lineage, and who his mother is, and but it was a unifying moment for Abenguni, Abazulu, and South Africa in essence, KZN, where the division was engineered almost 150 years ago. So the Zulu nation was once a nation that was declared too powerful to remain united. Hence, that's why by divided at that time, because vele ushaka wekapaponi sama flames. I mean, obviously, as Shaka Ilembe is quite famous or popular right now on the screens due to, its historical incorporation of actual events that have happened. So, it's like creativity, but also historical remembrance. Yeah.
And this also, it speaks of, the monarch is there. We are seeing that, he is elected to lead the Zulu nation. But a lot of South African people, they feel like, they are not seeing much action. What is the purpose of this? And we are not seeing that, they're just, just to further, in what is happening in our economy, just to help to say, okay, this is what the king of the Zulu land, has done for South Africa or for the crisis that we are going through right now. Hence, things like the ministry in COPTA, cognitive, I think is Minister of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs, Tekosi Shabisa from the IFP, he's someone who is sworn in and elected after Ulon Baputili's passed on,
Yeah.
to come and explain just umla, because the most important thing is umla. Okay, guys, how do we now release traditional affairs for people to understand? Which this is where South Africa comes from, and this is where there is really contact each and the deep history that they speak about, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, if you are someone who is from the Zululand and you know umla,
Andrew, man.
yeah,
Yeah, man. Comment, educate, share your knowledge, whatever knowledge that you have regarding this specific, moment in our history as South Africans. Since, we're deep, we're going into Heritage Month, man. We're going to go get deep into South African heritage, where our country is, the different, diversities that we have right here, the nations that this beautiful nation, incorporates and has. Hence, we are called the Rainbow Nation. Isn't they fun and laser, Are we just prizes that are heritage, or are we more?
yeah.
Yeah.
Powerful. So that's what we have for you in today in history. If you know anything, and you have learned something and you wanted to share your sentiments of some of these historical significance that took place, please do make sure by using the hashtag of Vooka Breakfast Show down there on the comment section. Right, and then let's head over to our inventions, because you know that each and every time, and there are people who wake up but they have big dreams, and those dreams, of course,
Booyah is a big dreamer.
man, that dreams, they become true, they become a reality with something that somebody has been thinking for a while. It was an idea that was planted 10 years or 50 years back, and it has become this dream. Those wonderful inventions, everything that we use at our homes or outside at our workplace, it was invented by someone, and those people need to be highlighted, of course, celebrated. Luena, right there at home, maybe there's something that you have invented and people don't know about it because you feel like it's not as big as a smartphone, laptop.
Aye, man, a hack. Maybe it's a hack. Yeah. That you discovered, NJ. Yeah, share those, man.
Share with us. So some of the inventions that we have today, Philips introduced what we call a CDB, right? The Philips officially launched a CDB in America at the Consumer Electronic Show in June 1987. And in September at the Berlin Funkstellung exhibition and London nightclub. Guests saw high quality video pictures on a larger projection screen.
Yes. HD. But if that was HD in that time, moving pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as someone who is, born, modern times, there's something I always ask. In terms of
Like, will your children know anything, even know what DVD baby? Would they still even, would that even be part of their vocabulary? Or they'd have to be those kids that are into retro, retro things, or will that now be retro, like how vinyls are now for us?
Yeah, my kids will have their own subscriptions. More, they'll have their own DVD for
what? See? Streaming. We stream this side, eh? We Netflix and chill. Showmax and Max.
We were debating, right?
Showmax and Max out.
We were debating there at home because one other time, when we migrated, of course, to a DSTV and buying USBs and things like that, they put, the DVDs in some storage place. So recently, when I was just moving things around, I was like, guys, that's lazy. And what do you mean?
Yeah, there's still households. The DVD player is still entertainment glooms. Really? Yes. At you go speak all as a TV. In this kubek all,
But speaking of these video CDs, first one I ever had was at the Usher.
Oh, so let it burn. And that means, funny enough, you have to burn that onto a CD.
So it was called an enhanced disc.
Okay.
So it's still a normal CD that if you were to put it inside a CD player, it plays normal songs. Okay. But if you put it inside a computer, then it has video.
Yeah.
So it had like 3 videos. I think it had
Are you trying to play remix on the melody?
Put it in. Dude.
Ooh, Shem. Good deal.
When you're feeling your body, I find some best in your hood. That's how old. What's the name of that song?
You got it bad. There you go. You got it. You got it there.
You know better the U-turn. Get your hands up, bend your knees, go around in a circle, get down from the
Look at you showing your age.
Maybe
Jakai.
Erica to be fit. Yeah, that, but these were
Things, yeah.
yeah, because I experienced it. So you would see it in E on the disc, and then you knew that there was music videos. But you also serve the purpose of it's still a normal audio disc, but at the same time it's also we had video as well. So yeah.
Good times, because like
It's good, it's nice.
it was when they were just getting out of, especially was when I watched.
VHS.
Yeah, we missed.
When guys, we would be going to Abu Musta video. Some of the people I know today, shout out to Snapper. He worked in Mr. Video, la pa, and he in North Cliff, la pa.
Yeah, man. So these are some of the inventions. And of course, man, they would go through timeline of people remembering the TMD was used the same man here at home, but DVD, guys, 2025. No.
Yeah, so for you guys say this was bad work.
Great, Saga.
Like how many years?
Hey, good looking.
Did you bad work at Philips?
Oh, wow.
You have a DVD at home?
We used to give it away.
Yeah, you see, gotta give it away. Like it too. Okay.
20 years.
Legacy, yo, man. So Unom's alright. She's in the studio, man, and her dad worked for Philips, the company, for 20 years. And she said, obviously, Manila was saying, they had a DVD, and then she says, I gave it away.
Give it away, man, because
Right, chef. I think of the past.
at my street, where it takes his pass, man, there's this guy. He's, city. He's a bike guy. So who does that?
How relevant are your services in today's day? How much money are you making, my brother? But then again, I mean, we have vinyl markets. I mean, I know that at Victoria Yards first Sunday.
I'm at this DJ, man. DJ, man, this old guy, man, play house music.
Eh.
He was popular. He is popular, man. DJ.
And also, and that, oh yes, Venita Vinci, and of course, somebody we've had here on the show, Arnold Sibanda, Black City Culture, they sell vinyls as well, it's all about the culture, man. It's all for the culture.
Yeah.
For the culture.
And of course, man, you're asking yourself, in terms of the numbers that we are into the year, because yes, if today, this day, the 2nd of September 2025, is still using a DVD, just throw it out. Get yourself.
Be like Nossa. Just throw that thing away.
Get yourself some nice subscription, pega indos as much. Because you see,
Stream, man. Batala 99 rand nje for Netflix subscription.
like, imagine
To be free.
but saying it's like Mission Impossible on a disc.
But then again, with streaming, it's not just streaming. You're not just paying for the
Yeah.
viewing or the streaming platform. You're also paying for the Wi-Fi. So all in all, cost. How much is it?
If you
No,
you must know that. Because that's why last week, when we
Oh, are you those ones that shares like?
guys, you must know people. That's why I'm telling you, Hore, there is someone when you come and say ish inking azab, get 10,000. That guy will say, no, just give me 500.
Oh yeah.
All your 10,000 problems will be gone in an hour, right? So just know people. When if you're thinking about subscription, there are 700, 800. I know someone will do it at 25.
Okay. Wow.
Jeb, also we have apple.
Kuningi kazi yazini mara ye.
No people. So the number of the days that we are in today is the 245th day of the year and 240th in a leap years. We are only left with 120 days and 60 weeks. So make those days count.
Yeah, man.
Right? Make those days count. And speaking of making those days count, we know that we are always celebrating national days. What is going on in and around the world? What are people celebrating? Because we've had some weird celebrated days, man. Or about
How, yeah, but who?
The one that I still stand with is the world, the Kissy Day. Kiss your friends.
Miggy.
But yeah,
Kissing cousins, kissing friends. That's
our
us.
cousins. Hi. And then today we are celebrating World Coconut Day.
Well, you know what? Coconut water is like, good for you. It's good for you. Coconut water.
I've never had coconut water.
How?
Yeah, I've never had.
Tastes bad.
I mean, the taste is an acquired taste.
I mean, movies make it look like it.
Yeah, an idea, because they all, oh my God, this is so refreshing.
And then they put a straw.
Hey, the first time I had it, I was like, I went in there then thinking this thing is gonna be nice. What is it? Maybe I could maybe lay yam by farm sugar la, or maybe my booty. Is this how it's supposed to taste? Tastes like sweat.
Hey, I swear if you don't know, those guys, they inject water inside.
Hey, when you coconut, the coconut. Now I need to when you're brown on the outside and white, be coconut. I used to hate I mean everyone be that thing, guys. It's a bit song like when I'd come and visit my grandmother. Coconut, it make me feel so small. Maybe that's why, like, I never got to like feeling like I belong there. Yeah, but I always felt like I was that odd one out.
I was always making
that punk rock chick, that alt chick who's like eccentric, and she's big. Nama, like, yazin guningi, man, guningi pacha, man. I celebrate being different. I love being different. Man, seems like they by the normies go crowded. Guningi. Salulu is the Salulu.
Good morning. Good morning. I hope you have a good morning day. Like, guys, what are you doing?
Utini. Yeah, but again, as Makete said, it's the 2nd of September and today is World Coconut Day. And World Coconut Day is an international day established by the Asian and Pacific Coconut Community. I didn't even know we had one, or there is one, which is an intergovernmental organization of coconut producing countries to recognize the importance of coconut. World Coconut Day has been observed on September the 2nd each year since 2009. It is celebrated by farmers of coconut producing countries like India, Malaysia, Indonesia, and the Philippines, Thailand, Kenya, and Vietnam. And the stakeholder in the coconut growing business varies in activities related to promotion of coconut consumption and events to create awareness on the benefits of consuming coconuts as they are organized on the day. So, woo. As somebody I know that would appreciate this is somebody I've worked with during my wellness experiences. They do indigenous snack. Well, they call themselves African indigenous snacks. Right there, Empress Zamakuba. She's out there. She does interesting things with coconut. Also, somebody that loves doing dishes, incorporating coconut is somebody I know. I think Zintoti Bakery. They do like all these wholesome whole foods, so they don't use certain things like dairy or whatnot. So it's like alternate healthy living. So even with Chef Noni, somebody we spoke about yesterday with our guest Hanika van Linger, who runs the Nosh Food Rescue NPC. Yeah, so those are the kind of people I think that would enjoy today, and of course they would share knowledge with some of us who are like coconuts maybe.
Yeah, because I was about to ask, it's not just coconuts, as in the...
Yeah.
What is it? It's a fruit, ne?
It is a fruit, but yeah. Yes, it is a fruit.
But then there's also, we're celebrating TC.
Suga. Tubanele, we celebrate TC of coconut bane.
Yeah, coconut.
Hey, young offender. I will cancel you, man. Shit.
Uzi has
Hashtag cancel.
himself several times. What do you mean?
What do you mean? I'm a cook.
Hey, cop. Are you called here, cop? Hey, man, you like this on the.
Ooh-wee. Relax, man. And I'm grand. It's fine, man.
But yeah, man, these days, man, I
can't make fun of me because I'm well spoken. It's weird how society works.
Yeah, man, just because you can speak English, man, coconut.
Hong.
Politician. You know, see so my heart. Right, but I think these days they should be kept on being celebrated because I think now we are losing and we are getting lost in it. Cocomelo. So you never understand.
But Tungwenda.
Now I know cocomelon. What's coconut?
Coconut is that nice brown.
Yeah. Out on the outside.
Round.
They like, what is that? When it's no cocomelo. Cocomelon makes sense. Sunny coconut. But yeah, celebrate coconut. And there are guys, man, who are selling coconuts on the streets.
Yeah, it's starting to get harder, you know. Also, if you're those people in Klena, maybe I'm a trip, you know, maybe Nifunogia, those Mozambican beaches, taking a cruise now. Ooh, on the Portuguese island, taking those, you know, shot left nyanas, you know, coconut, drinking from there.
Yeah, you know, saying Puzamachus. Thing.
Coconut water.
Summer. Right. Yeah, with that being said, man, you know that we always celebrate celebrity birthdays. And, you know, people that we always look up to, some of them, they are on the screens. Some of them, you know, we wake up with them or we walk with them, you know, and come to back and record with them. If you have anyone that you know that you would like to give a shout out, please do so by using the hashtag of Vooka Breakfast Show and, you know, give them a shout out and mention that.
So just an interesting fact, Nji, you know, since we're still on the subject of coconuts, you know, since coconuts, water is naturally sterile because it's sealed inside the coconut. During World War II, it was reportedly used as an emergency IV fluid for soldiers when medical saline wasn't available. So it was an alternative in war times. Even at war.
Very interesting. And another one is the one that keeps us shining in the morning. Coconut butter. Nothing. Paper.
That's cocoa butter.
Yeah. Cocoa butter. It's not coconut. Cocoa, but it has a picture also on it outside.
No, cocoa seeds.
For the lotion.
You are confusing things. I see a guma birthday. I see your chocolate cake, which is cocoa, which is used. That's the cocoa.
No, the one that I know, maybe he's tastes of me. Asas me, he has a coconut outside.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Coconut, man. I don't know.
Asas, please confirm lapo.
Yeah, man. These kids are shining like see.
Wow, shine bright like a diamond.
That's the one thing I want to take in.
Ayiko, badele, yabo ayiko. It's not. I'm right. I know my.
That's sick.
Cocoa butter.
Cocoa butter, right?
Wait, let me just check for coconut butter.
Yeah.
Coconut butter, my mom used to use it to cook. It's good, it's healthier.
No. Yeah, wouldn't get it.
Health shops, it's very expensive. Coconut oil, especially coconut oil. My mom used to cook with coconut oil. I need because, you know, she's got all these old people sicknesses, you know, you get over time when you live that lifestyle. And this thing, yeah.
Cocoa butter.
But there's Tomeli.
Okay, I mean, it's got a coconut.
Look. Yeah. Cocoa butter.
It's a nut.
Wow. Petroleum.
But can you see that's a picture of a coconut?
Yeah.
Okay, but it's cocoa.
Butter.
Yeah, so that's not the same thing.
Even the wine, man, you're passing.
They misleading.
What's there, man? Because
They
I always see, you know, those two shells.
By a misleader, isn't it cocoa seeds?
Yeah, born is into the.
Nah, banele, right labo, at the end there, how, that's what you're blind.
Hey,
You see, it's not, you see, I told you it's cocoa seeds. I know my products, man. I'm a woman. I show me.
I'm wife is a mad.
I'm was when you just like now.
So are you telling me they are able to make their own cocoa butter?
Cool. In a man, that's 2 balls right there.
Alright, moving on to the celebrity birthdays that we have. The first one that we had, man, is our famous.
Can I give a shout out to my friend?
Shout out.
Yeah, birthday.
Shout outs to the shout outs. You want to give a birthday shout out, Manele?
Yeah, it's a guy named Neo.
Neo who, man?
But just go on.
Yeah, okay, we'll go into other celebrity birthdays and then, end with the celebrity. I say Vooka, Manele's friend, Neo.
Neo is our famous birthday, right? So, yeah, our famous, of course, celebrity birthdays is a man that we appreciate seeing on screen.
Put John Wick. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, no, that's not the song for John Wick, but why? Because that's mission.
But I didn't know really his middle name is Charles.
Charles.
Where did he and Charles?
Reese.
Is a Canadian actor and a musician. And the recipient of numerous accolades in a career on screen spanning 4 decades. He is known for his leading roles in action films, his amiable public image, and his philanthropic efforts. In 2020, the New York Times ranked him as the 4th greatest actor of the 21st century. And in 2022, Time magazine named him one of the 100 most influential people in the world. And the fun fact about John Wick, till today, he doesn't have a car.
Hey, though I remember growing up when what's that first movie that he made, Vanilla, where he plays an undercover cop, infiltrating a syndicate of surfers who are doing I think it was bank robberies. What was it, Vanilla? What's the name of that movie? Okay, whatever. If Musi was here, he would know. So that movie, I remember watching it and John Wick. And he was so much cuter when he was younger.
Neo. Oh, Neo.
Only now is that oh wow. Wow, Banele. Wow, that took a while for us. Neo, Keanu Reeves, Matrix, okay.
You understand?
Dad jokes. Dad jokes out here.
But yeah, man, we still appreciate him on us. What's his reset to me? And he's in this series. The one that goes back to Kanaki Kogai. I care they did the Continental. There's
the ballerina. The ballerina. It's not a series. It's a movie. Is it a movie?
Yeah, you made an appearance there.
Okay.
ballerina right there. So it would be nice to have the 5. One last dance and give it to us. Of course, man, he was born today, 2nd of September 1964, and he is 61 years old. Interesting fact, he gave away millions of dollars from his images, and it's not for YCT, but to support the behind-the-scene crew. He reportedly gifted Harley-Davidson motorcycles to each member of the stunt team, while he even negotiated a smaller profit share, so the studio could invest more in special effects and makeup. Wow!
Yeah, he out here sharp. I mean,
I'm John out there, man. He's a good guy.
It's Sugai. His name is Ionu, not John. That is his character name.
Yeah, the character name. Rona, you are John Costa. Katie.
Hey, never be a character name, Yako. Uwini Mashaba. No, what's her name? The lady that plays Uketi.
I don't know Ellie. Take it.
But I know her name was Weenie. Her real name was Weenie.
Weenie.
It's the surname I'm not so good to Mashaba or Mchaba or Wani, but Weenie is a name.
No, Weenie Mashaba is the gospel.
I know, man. I think Weenie, man. It is Weenie.
Yeah. So another one, man. Is the guy that I appreciate. The first time when I saw this guy on the screen, man, I was like, you are good. You are good. Turkson Idris.
Okay.
Right. Adamson Alade. Akana is Nigeria.
Yes.
Adamson Alade. Bo Damson Idris is a British Nigerian actor, entrepreneur, and film producer. He is best known for starring in John Singleton's crime drama Snowfall.
Yes.
The 5th of July 2017.
Yes. I remember it was the rave on social media streets when he came out. Everybody was watching it and reviewing it. spoiling it for everybody, giving away things when you can watch.
I built this.
Y'all are the worst trying to play.
Of me, but I killed that role. The role of Franklin Sage, of course, the rising drug lord, the drug leader, right? So, which debuted, of course, on the 5th of July 2017 on FX and ended in 2020 after 6 seasons. He played the co-lead in Netflix 2021 sci-fi action film Outside the Wire at Formula One driver Joshua Pierce in 2025 a sports drama film F1, which I just watched.
Did you this past weekend? Yeah, I saw it was on the playlist that I was looking at, but I didn't go into it and watch it. I was just like, Brad is still, it's not my thing. Ah, man, Brad Pitt.
You know,
Fight Club.
yeah. So Damson Man is growing up today. So he is 34 years old. Interesting fact about him is that before landing his breakout role as a Franklin Saint in Snowfall, he had never set foot in the US. Why yet? He nailed the audition by sending in a video from London. When the director John Singleton flew him to LA, he spent the day with rapper WC, who coached him on a South Central LA slang and mannerism to perfect the accent. The dedication paid off, for critics call off his performance nothing short of captivating.
Yo,
And yes, if you don't know
Snowfall.
watch that. Go and watch.
Man, that's a series recommendation right there. Choose. Yeah, not choose that one.
Exactly. We know it's not Thursday, but we choose. It's what goes to Tuesday, right? And then, of course, another one that we have, the greatest, Cat Williams.
Oh,
Teddy
amen.
Cosman, an American stand-up comedian and actor. He played Money Mike in Friday After Next, was a recurring guest on Wild 'N Out, portrayed Bowie Shaw and In My Wife and Kids. Provided the voice of a pimp,
Nick Slayback. That's the one.
Ox, and the Sheamus in Cats and Dogs, The Revenge of Kitty Galore, and portrayed a Lord Had Mercy. Your bit. Of course, born today, 54 years old. Interesting fact about him is that before he became a
Suffers from bipolar.
but
What? That's what I know though. But that's true. He's got mental health issues. Yes. And maybe that's why, Barry Hilton is like, as in maybe after comedy, let me go into like mental health advocacy.
I know it's funny.
What?
So this is like the second picture guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you're like, this suffers from mental issues, like this popped up, like,
Girl, you say what? Yeah. Like you say, who is suffering from what?
right, before he became a comedy icon, he emancipated himself from his parents at the age of 30. One moved to Florida and lived in a park while supporting himself as a street vendor. All that kind of grit and hustle shaped the raw, unfiltered energy he brings to the mic. Yeah, man. That is, the best of the best of a cat. It is
Comedians, man.
they have they do it. And then the other one that we have today is Selena Jones. Selena Jones is American soul singer, songwriter, and actress.
If you Mawuthanda Sunday Association yamazi Selena Johnson. Awumazi ke wena mama.
Selena.
Celine Dion. She's not even Celine. Everyone would
See,
we 2K.
as long as me to Selena or Shazam or whatever, or it's
Celine Dion.
to tell me that whoever you're looking for is Celine Dion, Maraki Celine. And she's still alive, and
But she's suffering, man. Her health is deteriorating, man. Oh, these people, even Wendy Williams, she came out with man, tricky, bird. But yeah, Selena Johnson doing that songbird.
so she is an American R&B and soul singer, songwriter, and actress. She is best known for her guest appearance on Kanye West's 2004 single All Falls Down, which peaked at number 7 on the Billboard Hot 100. She signed with Jive Records to release 3 albums: Chapter 1, Love, Pain, and Past in 2001, Chapter 2, The Voice in 2002, and Chapter 3, The Flash 2005. Each were met with critical acclaim and modest commercial reception. She intends to work with West for his step up Donda,
Oh, yes.
where she found on a spoken word song. Donda. She's
So that falls down. Is it that one? Na 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 na.
That's the
Hey, my chance here.
49. Yes. And the last one that we have right here is KCR. Cedric Reinald Hay, known professionally as KCI. Formerly, Little Cedric is a member of Little Cedric and he sings. Breaking singer, songwriter, and member of the KCI. And
Casey and JoJo. That's what I'm like. I'm listening to you. You're saying Casey. I'm like, that must be Casey from Casey and JoJo, man. If you know, all my life I waited for someone like you. Wait now. Wait now. You're not a crooner, man. You're not
what?
a crooner.
Crooner.
Okay.
Old person.
Oh, so crooners are old.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Wow, you're one of the crooners. Yeah. I've been in the game for so long.
We style.
Right, so, although Haley is best known as the lead singer of Jody Sai.
Jodeci. Yo, yabona ukuthi nje. Ooh, you don't know no 90s R&B.
It's 90s.
90s R&B, man. That's the 90s R&B.
Yes.
What's yes? Like it was that, like, it's not that long time ago. No, man. Abo Casey and JoJo are still relevant.
Something that's old for me is 10. It is like
Ancient. Ooh, I'm okay. I don't believe wet behind the ears.
Shazam no keep on load.
No, abo Jodeci, abo Casey and JoJo, sir. That's like that shape, you know, Tinavani, you know, Malafro. That's why we're such lovers and not fighters. We're lovers and not fighters. And not Gucci, I listen to songs that because of the age. No, like those are the times when, you know, my brothers were dating and my, you know, those times. And then I learned music, my music taste from listening to them, listening to music, chaminkles, ngama lyrics, yeah. I mean, that was the era, man. That was the time, man. Love existed, not magic.
But at what age do you think the 80s or 90s will be now considered old school?
Yeah, those, I think, now, even
Or golden oldies, yes.
would be the golden oldies now.
No. At what era do you think?
In which era would we consider golden oldies? Which era do you...
Is it from the 80s, 90s?
Yeah, 80s and 90s, man. I guess, 90s R&B, man. I mean, isn't there...
Look.
What?
I can see there's golden music.
Like golden oldies.
Golden oldie. Yeah. So at what era or how many years from now would we then consider the 80s or 90s music?
Being the golden oldies.
Yes.
The 80s and 90s being the golden oldies. At what? I think maybe after... How many decades of...
3.
Has it been 3 decades?
Decades.
Maybe.
So for 80s, it's 4 decades.
Yo, for 80s it's 4 decades, 90s 3.
So maybe 6.
Maybe when we buy 6, and then there'll be the golden oldies. Yeah, sounds maybe.
Do you know what I'm telling you?
I know about Jodeci, Casey and JoJo. That's when they were still grabbing the air, when they were busy in music videos and singing in the rain. Oh, yeah.
I just looking at the picture, I can smell that leather jacket.
That's the style you're bringing back now.
Amy Bar.
No, this and like you switching it up with a little bit of, you know, happiness. Please, I'm going to Maglera boy.
Yeah, but JoJo, they participated on different solo projects as KC, most notably his 1994 cover of Bobby Works. If you
think you're lonely now, isn't it?
yes, sir. You would serve for a motor tell you to
Ooh, no man, it was a good time for music.
Yeah.
It was a good era, man. Things were fun. Hey, pega just ya safari. No can you depress me le do idea good tera.
What do you mean? Yeah, be brave, but good music. Very good.
I know, but
Marco.
you know. Yeah.
Makomba, right? But yeah, man, he's turning 52, 56 years. Right?
Oh, they be old, man.
You understand, Mubra?
Yeah, well, I still consider you them as auntie, so I don't know. That's what I'm telling you. You're saying I'm old, but like I know them because of the influence of the culture. They shape the culture you're seeing today, man. This is how I never. It's a new wave. Nah, it's a new wave. You like to act like it's new wave, but y'all be biting all the time, sampling old school.
I mean, yeah, they do happen because it's like, no, bruh, right now it's hot. So why? It's not like started you guys. Oh, our son gonna take it. It's not because you the one invented it.
Okay.
It's part of the musical journey. But yeah, before he became the powerhouse lead vocalist of Jodeci,
It's Jodeci.
Jodeci, the one half of Casey and Jojo. He was known as Little Cedric, a gospel prodigy. He recorded key albums with his family group, Little Cedric and Haiti Singers. He's nearly gospel host, laid the emotional foundation for all church infused vocal.
Our Kirk Franklin song. Kirk Franklin. Yes, if you believe that the Lord will save you today. that fighting temptations gospel. But I love those. They call them Negro spirituals. What? Akiri. Aren't they? You've never heard of that word. Mira, I heard that word in American film, in film culture, American film culture. Negro spirituals, abo fighting temptations. He still loves me. Abo Beyonce, they busy. Abo Cuba Gooding Jr. Like, I heard that word.
When you
Negro spirituals.
There's this whole white guy on TikTok. He was live. With his audience. Right? So, he says he's never said the word at all.
Okay.
So this guy in the comment section, he is asking you a question that, hey, can you make your knee grow? So be like, can you make it? I'm like, oh.
It's a trap. You're trying to trap me, aren't you? I got you. I see you.
Can you make a knee grow? Oh. God.
Yeah.
It's God. But yeah, those are some of the birthdays, celebrity birthdays that we have, man. And if you happen to know anyone who is growing up and would like to give them a shout out, please do make sure by sending their name and sending a shout out right there by using the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. Of course, man, this Tuesday morning is still continuing. And what you're about to do right now is to take a short break. And then there is an interesting conversation that is going to be taking place. Of course, it was short. Banana was sitting down with Terrence, a drug activist. He sat down with him for an insightful conversation on battling drugs and addiction in our community.
True, man. We need to speak on that because we're seeing more and more of our youth falling into alcoholism and drug abuse. So substance abuse is a huge issue in our communities. And so it's an issue that we need more advocacy and awareness on, and that we need to speak on. Of course, making the change. Because there is no real change without action. So taking that first step, I am interested to hear what Terrence has to say.
Yeah, because we didn't only talk about substance, but the other forms of addiction. Whether it's over the counter.
Oh, yes, over the counter medication, because Big Pharma in America, the opioid crisis is a huge, huge crisis in America due to Big Pharma. You're sick, you're ill, you get into hospital and you back job and you morphine. And manje mawuphuma like. So yeah, like now it's in your system, opioids, and also in the mental health. When it comes to mental health, there are some things like benzos, like your Xanaxes, your those things are addictive. They speak to addiction, how people can get addicted to sleeping pills. I know Ubuti, even Dopacol, something I was prescribed.
It's
It's
something of
Dopacol.
addicted to.
No, I was not. I've never been addicted to any of my medication. In actual fact, I'm considered a defaulter when it comes to my meds. Because a Dopaquil.
Short for dope.
Dopaquil, it's a tranquilizer. You're that thing, man. For me, I felt like it was high dosage, but apparently the dosages can go higher than that. So I'm like, no. So imagine, I was already just feeling hints. But, I'm not saying it's not a good thing to be default on your medication, especially your mental health medication, because, it causes regression. When it comes to regulation, and it's a continuous thing. So it's considered chronic medication. You're gonna have to use it for the rest of your life. So yeah, but Mina, I'm considered a defaulter because there seems to be a disconnect between me and the medication. I don't know. But then they say in therapy, it's a mentality thing. It's a mindset thing. It's in the way you see it, and yeah. So yeah, it's a work in progress. I'm a work in progress.
Just apply the Timati, man. But yeah, this conversation is a conversation that, you and we can learn from. But another thing, guys, if you want to learn about the most groundbreaking and, place that drugs have telehumates into zombies, just go to YouTube and search Kizit. CT, guys, it has turned into the zombie land.
That's sad. It's quite sad.
It's bad. It's really bad. Even now, when that guy just goes around roams because he's on a bike, just goes around the streets. Oh, man. And when some of the people that go, try to have conversations with, you see that most of them, it's family-related issues. For them to be on the streets, to say, no, man, my family expected this of me, and I couldn't give them what they want.
It's like the faster the world gets, the more miserable the people living in it are.
You understand? Yeah. So I think these kind of conversations, man, it's conversations that are going to help us. Yeah, this is how.
Yeah, man. This is how it looks. It's terrible.
All of the city. That's how.
In Kumbuza, there's a place, Tapetitos. There's that street in Alenga, say MTN, where la Panamoti Hula Yoto, like it's just, and they sitting there publicly by us Jova, like, no, footy go crowded, la Pana, go gunje, it's more filthy, la Pechosi. It's worse than this that you're seeing here. Inner city Johannesburg, man, that rape by Bruma Lake, Bruma. Chinatown, is inner city, man. Inner city needs to be cleaned up. I know, was it Paul Mashaba? He actually said they were trying to do something regarding Ines. Herman, yes. No, was I Paul Mashaba? Then come on, nama generation. Our Paul Mashaba, bagu generation. Yo, our Kenneth, nabo Paul Mashaba. Kenneth and his brother Paul.
Yeah, but drugs have become...
We all know they are a scourge on our society.
Yeah, so it is an insightful conversation that you don't want to miss. So please don't go anywhere. And of course, man, learn so much so that you can also prevent your kids, to go into drugs. So please do not go anywhere.
Hey, Vooka Nation. From the 17th minute, Terrence talks about how he got addicted to drugs.
I'll tell you about myself. I was actually also an addict to coke and
how he went to rehab and changed his life, but also the psychology of what goes on in someone who is a drug addict.
That's why you find an addict walking in the street 12 o'clock trying to sell a phone, because time doesn't work in their system.
But beyond that, we also spoke about addiction in different forms. So if you are addicted to sugar or any other thing that would make you desire it so much, we spoke about that as a form of addiction.
People are not asking the right question. Okay. People are asking what is wrong. I want people to ask what is right about it for a person to actually stay there. It's because they're comfortable, they're safe, they feel okay.
And how to break away from that. So if you've got any questions, please post them in the comments below. And if you want us to do a part 200%. So from the 17th minute, that's when he talks about the whole drug addiction.
And then you've got your mental obsession, where you obsess with you. Now you really want this. As in your telephone. Addiction is
Hey, what's up, Vooka Nation? Welcome to the Vooka Breakfast Show. And we're here with Terrence. He's a graphic designer. He's going to be telling us all the amazing work that he does. And we're here, man. We're here.
Yeah.
Fortunately, we couldn't do the live stream.
Yeah.
But, this is also a recording, right?
Yeah.
So you guys came from Pimville.
Yeah.
And in the past couple of days, man, it's been hectic there.
Yeah. We've got people killing people.
Yeah. What's happening there, man?
Actually, there's this I don't know, it's an evil spirit that's actually coming into our community, where people actually feel they deserve a certain, portion of the economy, and they feel that they can take other people's lives in order for them to protest and actually prove that they actually belong to that economy. But for me, it's just animosity, Jay.
Yeah, because in terms of disruption, we live in the age of AI.
Yeah.
The same way that Airbnb and Uber came through and disrupted the whole industry.
Yeah.
Now I can prompt ChatGPT to give me a design.
Yeah.
So do you feel threatened that AI will displace you as a graphic designer?
Yeah, actually, I do. Actually, not just me, but the world itself, in a sense where this AI is actually not engaging us anymore. We are just, on pilot project. Like, I can just put in a word and it gives me the whole story, so I don't have to think anymore.
Yeah.
And that's the danger. It's not all about, the work that I'm doing, but it's about what are we putting as knowledge, personal knowledge into our world. And I see quality, going away from us, and we're going to lose it,
So it's more quantity now.
Yeah. We don't have quality in our text, in our videos, in our images. Everything is just made for us. And but the world has been trying to do this to us, to try and make us think that we are thinking, and we are not. They are actually making us think. So TV has been doing that for a long time.
Yes.
Where you're sitting, you're thinking, you're looking at a story. You're thinking in your mind, you're telling that story. And they're telling you the story for you to think that you're telling that story. But radio would make you imagine, would make you think.
Visualize.
Yeah. And we were strong, back then. And OBE also has been doing that.
You mean the education system?
Yeah.
Okay. Outcome based, yeah.
Yeah. We used to do X equals to Y gives you what, but now they're putting an apple in an apple for you to.
I mean, in terms of apples, I need to that's a placeholder. Yeah. To say uti rather than using X.
Yeah.
Let's say this is a placeholder, and I'm gonna put something here.
Yeah.
I don't know the answer yet, but we need to figure it out to see what goes into that variable.
Yeah.
No, but I hear you.
All I'm saying is we were taught to solve. We were engaged to solve. We were engaged to work on something. But nowadays we are actually not. We just cut and paste, and that was happening in computers. But now also our lives is a cut and paste. You see someone's life, you want to leave it, Yeah, we want to do that, and that's the problem.
It's powerful.
Yeah,
powerful. So Vooka Nation, in case you're wondering who we are in conversation with, I've got Terrence Shikwa Mbana. Right, Shikwa Mbana. Yeah, is a Soweto-born creative visionary blending performance design and cultural storytelling. And as you can see, the storytelling has already begun. So from poetry and debate accolades in high school to international tours with Soweto Clubtown Youth, which is called Sky. Right? Terrence has performed in France, in the US, and Reunion, Island,
yeah.
right? He's co-founded Mama Africa Theatre Company and participated in global initiatives like the British Council, Active Citizens, and Giant Match Puppet Project.
Yeah.
That's quite a lot, man. You've done quite a lot. So you've seen land out there.
Tip of the iceberg.
Tip of the iceberg. No, it's good. It's good you remain humble. So, I've got you as a graphic designer.
Yeah.
You do storytelling. Do you do the storytelling through art, as in graphic design, or
through art?
Yeah.
Actually,
just take me through that. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, let me give you let me explain to you how I got to actually be interested in graphics.
Sure.
When I was doing the Mama Africa Theatre production, of which we were doing a story, but for theatre, live theatre.
Sure.
We were involved in a production with Motsodetete Theatre Company, and in that production, they had a man called Arnaud Rabia. He was French. Arnaud Rabia was a graffiti artist, and I was very young, so he was like drawing flowers all over Kliptown at the time of our production, and I got inspired to say, "Hey man, this is what I want to do." But the problem is, Arnaud Rabia was experiencing chest problems. He was getting sick.
Yeah, because too much of the inhaling of the paint. Yeah.
So I found it that you can also do this in computers.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, okay, I can spray on my computer.
Without the
spray.
chest and yeah.
Yeah. So now, I fell in love, while I was doing art. So I can't be able to separate that part of my life where I can say I'm just a graphic designer. I'm just a creative, because I am on stage, I do design posters, flyers, this, that, whatnot, for a lot of, small companies, individuals, I've done a lot. Yeah.
So for you to travel abroad, was it theater or also graphic design?
It was mostly theater.
It was mostly theater.
Yeah.
No, awesome.
Yeah.
So that includes France, the US, and
actually,
where's Reunion Island? Because Reunion, to me, it sounds like when you watch those shows, reunion.
Yeah.
So it's like, no, let's go to this Reunion Island.
Yeah, like we go to this island to just reunite. Okay, no, Reunion Island is Mauritius.
Oh,
right next to Mauritius, this is Madagascar.
Okay.
Mauritius, La Réunion. Yeah, so Reunion Island is colonized by the French also. It has developed through a volcano. And then, the French people colonized some Africans, placed them there to see if life can exist. And it did. So the people living in Reunion Island speak Creole. And they have a culture called Maloya.
Sure.
Yeah.
How long were you there for?
Probably about a month. That was not much.
Because you're sounding like a native. I know the history of this place. And
I mean, like that would be the curiosity for anyone who travels there,
Sure.
Because that's the main thing about them. I mean, like they're more cultural than even us South Africans or Africans. They're so grounded that they're not from the same place in Africa. Different places. That's why they call themselves the Maloya, the Creoles, where they are combining all these African cultures into one. And, for them to fight back, their oppression, they used moreng, which is like your capoeira. And capoeira is the Brazilian. So Africans, I don't know what's up with us Africans. Everything happens to us as life comes and without actually copying or taking other people's styles. So these things are natural with us. So, yeah.
I mean, speaking about Africa and you being well-traveled, I mean, as much as you say it's the tip of the iceberg, but quickly, I just want us to talk about xenophobia.
Yeah.
Right? Because I've heard that if you don't travel that much, you'll probably be the one to incite xenophobia.
Yeah.
But what are your thoughts around that?
Xenophobia is again inhuman. Because I'll tell you something. If you are born, even if you can be a native, even if you belong to Soweto right now, you're going to die. So it goes out to show that you're a visitor. You just need to play your role in the. We can't come as one human united front as people. Yeah,
Sure.
We tend to think we are different, but animals do that. Zebras travel together. We are either from the south or east. They go together because they understand themselves to be a kind.
For sure.
So, right now, I'm simply limiting myself and saying, I can't go anywhere. I need to be where I am in order for me to feel good. I rightfully belong. Can't we rightfully belong to the world?
Yeah.
We just need to open up.
The world is a playing ground.
Yes,
yeah.
These separations, integrations that happened a long time before we were even born. The separations and the divides and the borders that created this separation from me trying to understand who you are.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, Sharp, you've traveled, but you are proudly a Sowetan.
Yeah.
Right, and you founded Made in Soweto.
Yeah, Made in Soweto as a brand, yeah.
Right. So what is that?
Made in Soweto it's actually a movement where I tried coming up with concepts where I can conscientize young people from trying to understand our heroes, the ironic stories around our neighborhoods and culture, lingo. Yeah, so I came up with a concept where I'm gonna print T-shirts, where I'm gonna express all these topics. Something on lingo, something about heroes, a poem. So I started this Made in Soweto a long time. When I was printing Made in Soweto and doing those T-shirts, it was the times is keep pen.
Oh, that's
way back.
No, I remember Equal, right?
Yes. Yeah, and it was during those times, and it has inspired a lot of young people. Even in my neighborhood, I began teaching and other people how to print, because other people didn't even imagine silk screen. He didn't say me to print a T-shirt. So I brought that ekasi, and then young people started doing it, and then I stopped. I started now doing just posters, working on websites, different things, But the T-shirt I left it for the youngsters to do, because pushy more,
Sure,
pushy small, it's just expression, but it's part of lingo, I said,
for sure,
to try and move this culture.
So Terrence, I mean, in terms of culture and speaking about Soweto, we know that there's different ways in which our brand or identity can be expressed. You spoke about T-shirts.
Yeah.
You spoke about a theater.
Yeah.
Digital design.
Yeah.
What other touch points can the Soweto culture be expressed in? Uguti, apart from the ones that you've mentioned, is there other ways in which Made in Soweto sort of brings to light to say that, this, even if we're overseas, when I see this, I'm like, I lay as a Soweto le.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot.
Okay.
But I'm actually as a Soweto right now.
Sure.
What we are trying to come up with, we have noticed that they are making us lose identity and culture so much that even when you move around, you don't actually feel good. You are in a place where history is so rich. How? You walk around, you'll find walls with alcohol, you'll find walls with funeral parlors, bridges, you'll find walls with products, think gata everywhere. I know walls to be, we won't move here. You know what I mean? I know walls to be a Steve Biko. I know walls to be something radical about where we are in terms of headspace, So this is what we want to try and do as Made in Soweto right now, but it's still in the pipeline. To say, okay, you know what, we want to take over all the walls. We want to have walls as a commodity where we must have essential information. Anyone who wants to advertise, I think it's illegal for me to advertise any product in a pole without actually going to the JRA, right? So it should be illegal for me to actually advertise my product in whatever wall, because that wall,
maybe not just walls, but even street poles.
Yes, even street poles. Street poles is illegal.
Sure.
When they find your thing without you actually having it, with the coordinates to say it's here, and you paying for that, it's illegal. You can be arrested. Guti, we don't have regulation in our country, but Metro Cops should be arresting you for doing that. So now we want to have it as a currency where these walls, schools, all abandoned buildings and clinics to have essential information for the people. Because in the near future, my daughter won't know Uguti, who was Steve Biko and what was Steve Biko doing. Even today, I ask a lot of people, who is Steve Biko? People will tell you, Steve Biko, he was a freedom fighter. He wrote a book, I write what I like. But what more can you say? Yeah, but the reason for us to know these stories is not for us to be proud of them, but it's for us to try and understand their struggle and what they stand for, so that we can actually keep the same attitude and mentality in order for us to go forward strong as black people.
100%.
Yeah.
No, thanks for that. I mean, as today is the 18th of August, as a fun fact, in 1977,
all right,
Steve Biko was arrested at a roadblock near King William's Town and later died in the police custody after being beaten. So the story is that on the 18th of August 1977, Steve Biko, the founder of the Black Consciousness Movement, was arrested at a roadblock near King William's Town while returning from a political meeting. He was detained under the Terrorism Act and taken to Port Elizabeth, where he was brutally beaten by police. Despite being seriously injured, he was transported naked and unconscious over 1,000 kilometers to Pretoria, where he died in a prison cell on the 12th of September 1977. And he was a young man at the age of 30. So his death became a global symbol of apartheid brutality and galvanized international opposition to the regime. Right. So that was today in 1977. And if my math is correct, that's 43 years ago.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
42 years ago. 42 years ago.
Yeah.
So I think these walls that you're talking about, whether, I mean, we're talking physical walls, but whether it's also expressed through art, T-shirt, but these are different touch points in which we'll showcase Soweto.
Yes.
Okay. So Soweto has bared a lot of struggle, man, throughout the years, and one of them is the addiction. We see that there's a lot of guys that are
you'll be surprised, my guy,
addicted, right, to substances. So just walk me through the whole experience of working with abantu that are addicted to drugs.
I'll tell you about myself.
For sure.
Yeah. Before we even talk about other people that I helped, or that we've helped, or that we've got the grace from God to actually try and help.
100%.
Yeah. I'll tell you about myself. I was actually also an addict to coke, and these things are not taught to us, where we can express how we feel about things and interpret things and actually be able to live with things. So they end up expressing themselves in ways that we become comfortable in certain spaces, and those spaces become so addictive that we feel so safe, So that's what addiction is for me right now.
So you mentioned spaces. Okay.
Like, for example, when I'm taking my drug, it feels a lot better than when I'm sitting with you without you actually seeing that I'm hurt inside. And
being sober, you mean?
Sorry?
Sober.
No. When I was using, I would feel better.
Sure.
In that, the problem is with addiction, the people are not asking the right question.
Okay.
People are asking what is wrong. I want people to ask what is right about it for a person to actually stay there. It's because they're comfortable, they're safe, they feel okay, they feel a lot better.
I see.
And because there's this, I don't know if it's a space within us, or it's a place within us that we can't be able to open up that easy. But it comes out as an expression. As you know, we've got 5 senses, and then within these 5 senses, we've got the preconscious, subconscious, The preconscious records all the positive, subconscious records all the negatives in our lives. Then with that, these two actually determines our action, and our action determines reputation. So whatever that I've experienced as a person, like for example, imagine you being there with Steve Biko when all those things were happening, and you were left alone now to come back and leave. Those things, yes, you can talk about them lightly, but there's this part that will always go with you. Trauma. Trauma. How do you express that? When you see a white person from your preconscious, from your subconscious, you'll have a certain reaction, and that reaction will, forever be
become a trigger.
Yeah. So we were not taught to deal with ourselves. We are so much away from ourselves, even in culture. We are not even. I'm Tonga. I don't even have anything Tonga about me right now. So I'm not taught about myself from the beginning. Okay, this is how you deal with yourself, Terrence.
Do you think it's by design?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because remember, apartheid was there to assimilate us from our own cultures, from our own being, to not know who we are, to think less of ourselves. And that has happened a long time, that even our parents don't find it imperative to teach me. Even us, we are not teaching them.
It runs deep.
Yeah, we're not teaching anything to our kids right now that is cultural. Unless city, siyohlangana go family, senza a gathering. And it's meaningless. But who we are, what we are, how we come to be, we don't know. And then now when we have problems, we're obviously not going to find solutions, but we're going to find comfortable spaces that we're going to stay in. There's people, addiction is in many ways. There's hoarding, there's gambling, there's sexual, there's a lot. So everyone is an addict, even sugar. Sugar itself, when you have sugar, you're okay. So that's the thing. Addiction is about being okay in a certain space. But we need to make sure we look into our people to say, yes, we know you've got a problem. We know you're not okay. But what you're using for you to be okay is not okay. There's an alternative.
I like that. So the question, or the right question to ask, is what's right about your addiction? And because you've been there, typically the answer would be, I feel safe.
Yeah.
I feel less anxious.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
And then the follow-up question, if I heard you correctly, is I hear you, but manje, what you are taking in order for you to reach that place of solitude, that thing is not okay.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So how long were you a user, and at what point did you then realize
10 years.
10 years.
10 solid years. And then it flies. Time flies when you're using, because actually you're living in a loop where you're doing the same thing over and over again. And when you're doing the same thing over and over again, you tend to lose track of time, because it's about finding means and ways to get, and when you get, you finish, you try and find means, ways to get more, you finish, you try and find, I understand. So you're doing the same thing, so time doesn't work for you. That's why you find an addict walking in the street 12 o'clock trying to sell a phone, because time doesn't work in their system. What they want, what they need works. So I've used for 10 years, and these 10 years for me was a gift, I'll tell you, because this is where I see the importance of life and time itself. It's okay. I spent so much time trying to kill myself, hating myself, even the ones around me. But I'm still here. And I've got this chance to actually come out of it. What do I do now? So this is how we started to say, okay, you know what? We must try and help other brothers, because in my group, there's someone that, there's one member who used for from 1987, only got relieved 2025, this year. So how long is that? It means they don't have a childhood. where they can say I played in a toy, I once had a bike, yeah, I went to school, university, you know. So they skipped a lot. And then how do we make them adjust now?
I mean, there was a video circulating on socials where a young boy, like maybe 5 or 4 years old, bottle cop, yeah. Did you see it?
Yeah, I did. Anything addiction, I would 100% see it. But I'll tell you, there's places that actually find these things normal. Like in the Cape, I'm not being judgmental,
Sure.
But in the Cape, I've been to a place called Knysna.
Knysna, yes.
Yeah, in Cape, going towards the Cape. There, in the highway, this side is the Rastas, this side is the Colours, right? So we went to the Rastas community. A child, as an infant in the family, they would be smoking weed. And it's normal. And then you know what? Anything, even the world out there has taught me that.
Sure.
But you know what you find wrong here is right somewhere. And what is right somewhere is wrong here, you know?
So where's our moral campus? Is it like an individual thing, or can we as a society come together?
It's a state of mind, brah. It's a state of mind, because there's families. Masiti moral, it's a universal. It's for everyone.
Sure.
It's something that we must all abide by or live by, right? Yeah. But kuna families were in Kamba. It's just normal.
I've seen that.
But not guilty. So it's just a matter of you and me. What do you decide? What is right here is wrong there. What is wrong there is right here. So who should be right?
It's a good question, but circling back to Knysna, the side of Marasta, where, I mean, a child taking weed, right? Can we or can they defend Uguti? No, this is what we do in this family, or not just the family, but the Rastafarian culture, that this is what we do.
Yeah, actually, let me tell you something I've realized. It is wrong. The people who are doing them, they've got the right ways to protect their own rubbish. Yeah, but they can justify it so much that, you know, you would feel good when maybe you're living in the, you know, in the caves, you know. The people who are doing something wrong in a group, they feel so comfortable. Addiction. It's about being comfortable in something that wrong and right doesn't matter anymore, but just eat. A father would pass crash, and that boy is doing it like an adult. And when you know, like
kids copy.
Yeah, you know, children live what they see, basically. So, problem. This is what's going to happen here in our country if we don't do what Terrence is doing, trying to help addicts go out there. Slowly and slowly, it's going to be normal. Because if you remember, you'd never see an addict in the street or someone smoking in the street. People are starting to do it. In the near future, people would do it. To even do it, and our kids would do it, because children live what they see. It's about so normal that nowadays there's no street without an addict. The street out here, you have your own addict. So we used to have one addict, a gas, long. Now we have addict every street. So we're gonna have an addict every
family.
We're gonna have an addict every second house. We're gonna have an addict each and every house. So for me, it's the new epidemic that is coming, and then people are not working good enough or looking at it as an issue that they should face good enough to try and aid early. Because as soon as it will be out of control. That, you know, when you're not smoking, you'll be abnormal. In the near future, I'm telling you, it's going there.
So it's mental warfare.
Yeah. I got a problem there. You know, other traumas, in fact, they come from, you know, the spaces that you should be enjoying even more. About schools. What are they doing? You know, where do you think you're gonna go? Yabo, ungaya ejele, but you've got this thing with you. Lento lenkhuluma ngayo.
Yeah.
This dark space with you. So how do you run away from that dark space? We use, because it makes you forget, but only for a short while. That short while makes you to repeat because you want to keep going back there. That's what addiction is. Yamo.
And I'm glad you mentioned, Uguti, it's not just drugs. There's sugar, there's pornography, porn, there's even needing someone, right? Validation.
Yes.
All of these things are addiction. So how does one come back from the jaws of death, in this case, where they somehow recognize, ne?
Yeah.
And just before you answer, a quick story. We once did a camp where we invited 30 users, but they were smoking in Yaupe.
Yeah.
So it was a 2-day camp. We had tents, and then there was 30 mentors. So it was to prepare them for a rehab. So we spent the Friday night, Saturday, and then Sunday, the guys go to rehab. So we spent the 2 days. There was programs, speakers came through. We had Patrick Shai, we had Umenzi come through as well to mentor the guys. So they all went to rehab. But yeah, fast forward 6 months later, not even one of them managed to stay clean.
Yeah.
So how does one come back and stay in a sobriety state?
Yeah. Actually, when you're in rehab, there's programs that you must actually attend.
Sure.
But then rehabs, I'll be honest with you. I know this is gonna go live. Because it's the truth. Rehabs that do not involve programs but only psychosocial will always have relapsing addicts. You know.
Explain that for us that don't understand. Yeah.
You need when you're in rehab, you need an addiction counselor, someone who's gonna help you understand the exact nature of your problem. So a lot of people go to rehab, but they're not taught about the nature of their problem, what it tries to do, how it lives, how it survives. Take addiction as a person who wants to survive like you want to survive yourself.
Parasite.
Yeah. So right now, as I'm sitting with you, right, it's so vocal, it's so clear that it's in my ear to see I'm Fanashaya one. That's fine. You want to be a studio, no? Why am I do it out? And then just do one, and then, you know, that's what it does. And without the addiction counselor in rehab, you tend not to understand this thing, because addiction is a threefold disease. It's the physical allergy, where you feel uneasy, there's something missing, I'm not complete, I'm not all right, right? And then you've got your mental obsession, where you obsess with you. Now you really want this. As in your telephone. Yeah,
hence towards Okekseni,
yes,
the guys are
that's the obsession.
Gallivanting.
Yeah. And then you've got the spiritual melody, right? Where you resent yourself for all your actions, where for how you acquired the drug and why you use the drug. You resent yourself. So that resentment that you feel about yourself, you also want to run away from it. So how do you use again?
It's interesting you say that, because I want us to stay here on this topic.
Yeah.
It just kind of reminds me of masturbation, where I'm talking about the third point about spiritual melody, where you know you're not supposed to do it and you feel like crap after you do it, but then you go back and you get that relief, but then you go through the same cycle where melody. You resent yourself.
Yes, it's that thing that I was telling you about. What is it good about it? That's the question. They shouldn't ask you. We must be able to sniff that thing out. There's this thing is sugayo, or there's this. We must really find it. We must find the exact nature of the problem. We are not taught to solve this problem. We are taught to shame it. We are taught to we've got animosity around addict. That's why we can't find solutions that easy for them to be okay. So that's the problem. What is it that is so nice? Why do you eat cakes? Why do you keep buying this quarter? Why do you keep drinking cold drink, Terrence? Why? Yeah, I understand. Those are the questions. It's okay, Yazin, mangi writings. We must take that Zulu out from you. You know, to understand which you're complete.
But now, is it wrong to experience like Izulu, where you're looking for that heavenly state?
Yeah.
Because there are some people that reach that heavenly state through meditation.
Yeah.
Meditation. Some will use. Some, like in my case, mangpuzi coke. As soon as I burp, man, there's that satisfying feeling that, okay, grand.
Yeah.
I've had water, but I'm like, it doesn't do the same thing. So my question is, to reach that heavenly state, is that a bad thing?
Yeah, it is. Let me tell you why.
Okay.
Firstly, thou shalt not desire. It's one of the basic rules of life, not Christian life or in. Anything that you desire so much makes you weak and it corrupts you. Yeah, well,
I think you need to say that one more time.
All right. Anything that you desire so much.
So much.
Yeah.
Okay.
That you want to keep going back, it corrupts you. How? For me to get it, I can do anything. I can kill that guy. I can take that phone. I can take that thing in order for me to get that thing. So it overrides my principles, my norms, my values, my ethics. Yeah, I understand. It goes beyond your own ethics as a human being for you to acquire that thing, to keep going back there. So desire is a problem. It makes you weak as a person. Yeah, I understand. Because you want to acquire what you want to acquire beyond norms, beyond values, beyond ethics.
At any cost.
Yeah. You want to keep going back there. So it is a problem because you'll sell your son one day.
I mean, it's happening.
It is a problem.
I think it was in the Western Cape. Who's the young one? Jocelyn? Jocelyn, right?
Yeah. So you see how far it stretches. So it is I am pinch. I don't want to say it's a Christian, it's in the Bible, but it's in one of the 10 commandments. You look at the commandments, they are the guiding system in people. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal. But with addiction or a desire that you keep going back to, you're bound to break one of those rules in the 10. And it's not all about God. It's about the human, you know, the human principles.
Sure.
Yeah, that you must keep applying and work with. So you end up overriding those in the place of your desire.
I know, it's profound, really profound. So I want us to go back to the 3 pillars that you mentioned about the addiction and break it further down, because I think this conversation won't only benefit those that take substances.
Yeah.
I mean, there's legal drugs that you buy over the counter. There are people that love about grandpa and other stuff. So you mentioned the first one, which is physical, where you find yourself uneasy.
Yeah, spiritual.
The spiritual, and then there's
physical allergy.
Physical allergy, yes.
Mental obsession and spiritual malady.
Sharp. So with the mental obsession, at a point where you realize, Guti, I'm obsessed with this thing and I find myself desiring it more than I should. Let's come back to the question that I asked about coming back from the jaws of death, where you are now taking charge, where nothing seems to satisfy you anymore, just like a monk. Because you can try and bribe a monk, but right? So how did you come back from that state where you recognize, I know, I need to be in charge now?
Okay, let me tell you. Have you ever heard the phrase, you must know who you are?
Many a times.
Yeah. People don't understand that phrase to this extent. Understand this. Once you have a desire or you have a need to go back to something over and over and excessively do it, you tend to forget how you used to feel without it. You think this is your new nature. This is how you've always been. So what I've done, I've had a serious introspection with myself.
Sure.
Where I actually, right after finished smoking, right after using, I said, okay, this is what I've been needing. But what did I get physically, spiritually, or mentally out of it? I realized there was nothing. It was just a dead end. And I keep going back to this dead end, and it feels so good. But it's a dead end at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So I went back to a place where I knew myself as a person who never actually needed these things to feel complete, to feel accepted, to feel good enough, to feel loved. You know, there's a lot, you know, that actually put us in that space, which we are insufficient in some way without this to make us complete. Then I just remembered Utaman. There was once this Terrence who used to just be a normal person without anything.
Yeah.
And actually having that as a feeling and as a thought felt so good. Good, it was beyond drugs. Just leave image. You know, I was like, okay, Yazin, dieting slayer. Okay, I must just go to rehab for me to know it's okay. I can go the first day, because there's this self-sabotage. The reason for rehab, which was sabotage. They must just give you 8 weeks for you to be with yourself in whose face, you know, and then really see what come on, Pela, you know, first day, second day, my second month. The thought I was not even in my mind anymore, you know. It was just a thing we came far. I want to make the best out of this life. You know, you even love yourself regaining who you used to be. You know, trust me, I used to limp. Manghamba. Yeah, but I went to rehab and everything went back without my injection, my operations, none. So you tend to be a sick person. You think you are like that. Yeah, and you're not. Even mentally, you know, there's basic things, man. About guess. You don't value those things. Not because
it's a physical allergies.
Yeah, but they tend not to matter anymore. It's a sickness, that thing. Because it block up. Okay, let me explain how addiction also works.
Cook.
All right. We've got the prefrontal cortex, right? That holds your principles, your values, your norms, all your good decisions comes from there. Yep. At the back of our mind, we've got what we call the midbrain, your fight or flight, right? And then that's the override from the midbrain, right? So as human beings, whatever that we consume, that we put in our system, registered up to 400% as an exception, like as something that you want to keep doing. We register to our prefrontal cortex. So the midbrain sent dopamine to the receptors in our prefrontal cortex. It's like a message. You know, when I'm sending you an SMS to say, okay, Terrence has sent you an SMS. So the midbrain sends to the prefrontal cortex. So based on your principles, if you're a Christian, for example, if you because from the midbrain to your prefrontal cortex, that you shouldn't see. It is wrong according to your principles. So now, whatever that you consume goes to 400% to say, okay, you need this to survive. You should prioritize. Each time you're hungry, go for it, right? So they register in receptors. They open up like, okay, like my fingers are like this. And then the dopamine is just to fight or flight, right? You go against or it goes on its own, right? So it sends in receptors to your principles, your values, your morals, right? So the 400, it gets divided into these. And then, even when you're sleeping, for breakfast, it's based on these principles. So now, once you consume a drug, it goes 1,400% beyond food and anything that you can desire in your life. It shuts down all the receptors in your brain. It only opens up for that. It tells you need this to survive. Each time you get an opportunity to go back, you're going back here. So all of these principles, they have the receptors from your midbrain, and then only one is open. So now, you will keep living in that loop for the rest of your life if no one or yourself says it is enough.
It starts with self.
Yeah. So also with Christians, I mean, like, if you go to church, we always go to, how did you become a Christian? Someone's going survive a big accident. Something drastic needs to happen to you to wake up.
All the time, or
Most of the time.
most of the time?
Most of the time. Me, nothing drastic happened. I don't even have a scar. I was a thief. I was a manipulator. I was cunning, baffling. I was all the wrong things. You know, all the X's in your life right now were my rights. Shy laptop. What do you do with this? How many lives you're saving? It doesn't matter to me. Yeah, well, because my principle, that was my value. That was my new principle. That was my new ethic. Yeah, you understand? So it shuts down the receptors now. Then it overrides your thinking. Then you live in 1 second. You're panda. You're via pema. My perile. You're panda. Yeah, you find more ways. You understand?
At any cost necessary.
Yeah, and then you're living in this, and then time flies, and then now born. Because you're doing one thing. Go away, it's like nothing now 1 year. Not 10 years.
No, that's really profound.
Yeah.
That's really, really profound. So, would I be correct in saying, ispansa sense manch, you uninstalling old software and you are reinstalling. And for those that don't need reinstallation, you upgrade. Because I feel like I'm being upgraded right now. Good see, addiction, like substances, right? But there's different forms of addiction, and I think when you break it down to its root cause, man, like it's starting to make sense.
You know why it's making sense? That's the addiction counselor in rehab who explained the exact nature of your problem.
Did you get such one?
Yes.
Okay.
You're being a victim of your own thoughts. That's why you are taken to rehab, because it's a sickness. And it can't be cured. It can only be arrested.
So when you say arrested, someone that hasn't been using, they call them a recovering.
Yeah.
Now, question is, do you now bear that title for your whole life?
Yeah. You know
why?
Addiction is being born. The day it starts to manifest in your life. When I was using, so I've crossed a line in my life that I can't come back to be normal again. We are humans, but I'm a different species from you, because now there's something that was born inside me, and this thing, it was born because I fed it every time. When I started, I used 1. I started using 2. Started using 3. Started using 4. I started being unmanageable.
Living with it, yeah.
Yeah, I understand. So this thing also grew inside me. So it's got a place and a room and a country, right? So that country, what I had to do, it was not destroyed. That country is still there. That thing is still there, right? But what I did is I understood what it is, and I accepted that it is what it is, and it's going to stay there. Now I'm going to walk away from it, or I'm going to move away from it and actually redesign myself, reestablish myself to be something else, with the recognition that it is there. Because anytime that thing, it works on you every day. But you wake up before your own addiction wakes you up.
Pores.
Yeah.
Pores. Wake up
before your own
first,
addiction.
before your own addiction wakes you up.
Yeah. What it means. Yeah.
Go on.
What it means, right? Realize you have an addiction. Don't beg. You know what's making people stay
denial.
there? Denial.
Sure.
And it works like that. The addiction works around 5 principles, if I don't forget. Denial, rationalization, blame. I forget the 2. You rationalize. Am I supposed to say bad words here?
No, sir.
Okay. But you really...
Okay, say it. I'll maybe Abantu will say it, but then we'll beep it out.
Yeah. People rationalize it. Wangafunge rehab, haenda bangaka washi impahla. We get that, bruh.
Yeah.
I understand.
Sure.
They try to rationalize things that has nothing to do with anything that is around their own thing. Because addiction is a life. It is something that is there. It is born.
It's a country, like you said.
Yes, it wants to survive also. Not only so. Don't think of an addiction as something of an action. No, it's a personality. It's a life. It's a person within you.
A spirit.
There's a spirit within me that is there. That's why you need spiritual awakening at the end. Because we are spiritually dead.
Hence the term zombie.
Yeah.
Me.
Yes. You are spiritually dead, so you need a spiritual awakening. How do you find a spiritual awakening? But there's no one else that can ever rescue you but your own gods. I don't know who you praise or who you believe in. They need to come to an aid for you, and then from Lapo, you need to be ready also as a person to say, this is the steps I want to take. This is what I want to do in my life. That's why we don't allow people. We get calls from parents more than addicts themselves wanting to go to rehab. Rehab, but yeah, I understand. Yeah, so you need yourself. You need God to actually. I'm not God because I believe in God. Yeah, I find it offensive to make it for everyone.
Sure.
Mina. God had to actually call me. Yeah, to say, Ntwana, says the devil's time is finished. You need to come out. And then when you come out, what do you do? And I realized one thing. In order for me to try, hear me right, to try and stay clean, I must work with addicts.
So it's like going back to that place.
Yeah. I see myself over and over again. Yeah,
sure.
Because it is without parallel for one addict to help another addict. Because one addict can be best understood by another addict. I know they do denial. When I'm deny ukuthi uchonchile, umshanga impama. I understand what is the disease. It's telling him ukuthi akachonchanga and uyazi kahle ukuthi uchonchile.
So are you saying ukuthi it gets so bad with like they believe their own lies? Yeah.
Bram, Bega, when an addict is walking in the street, is a lie. You know why? They believe they're okay. But I believe to me I'm grand. Mama choked me and no charity, but much ban Sanyela. Nang Sanyela, man, I'm grand. It's you live a lie and you see it as truth. That's why you are in the devil's den, where you buy me KFC. One nigga sleeping so you refund. So we are KFC ngitanga ifuni. Cela imali yakho.
Nah.
No, ngikushela ivari like uyayibona ukuthi into enjani.
Yep.
You give me shoes, brand new shoes. I will sell them for 100 rand in order for me to get what I need to get. And then tell me if there's anything holy there. Yeah, okay. Not even holy. Anything good care. Ngoba masithi holy says religionize, yabo. But anything good there. Self-sabotage every day, bruh. Each time you finish smoking, out of the money that you stole something from, you resent yourself, you tell yourself you're not gonna do it. But because you don't want that feeling, you go back. You don't want that feeling of resent, but you enjoy that feeling you're high because it takes you away from this resentment. You go back. So what that trauma that actually got you there, you even end up forgetting it. You remember your high more than your problem that got you there. And then that high becomes so comfortable that you want to stay there and you'll do anything to always go back there.
That's the rationalization part.
Yeah, it's all. And then now, our parents, Tina, the Hope Eco Village and Stories Untold, right? We're coming in to say we want to also teach abazali. There's a lot of people in fact who can change. So easy.
But it starts where though?
It starts here. If you want your child to change,
sure,
be the understander of bullshit. Simple. Addicts don't like to be confronted. They don't like to be told the truth blatantly. They want you to understand something that is not understandable, but work with them understand what is ununderstandable. Be with them, then they'll believe in the process you want to take them.
Evangelize them.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I understand. Right. Immediately they go to rehab, you got them. Because that's where we start to open. You know, I used to think, good, I have friends. Right? When I went to rehab, only the people I hated were coming to visit me, my mother. But all my friends never even came.
Interesting.
Yeah.
At that moment, like, what did you realize? Oguti, yeah.
I realized, Guti, you know what? I can be hateful.
Okay.
As a person.
Sure.
I can be impossible as a person.
Difficult.
I can be all these things that are so negative about life. But I have one person that I know Guti never turned. And then I realized that there is love out there. My mother. Yeah, when she came, but it's like she forgot everything that I ever did. I would take my mother's clothes and sell them. It's not a fun fact or something that I enjoy saying, but I'm saying it because, you know what, I came out of the dark. I must speak the truth in order for me to be relieved.
Sure.
I would take a bright pack. Yes, a bright pack from a fridge. As long as I'll go and sell it. And come back and say I'm hungry.
You're hungry and bokulma a conviction guting lambi.
Yeah, like
I'm expecting.
You know, but
No ways.
yes, the blame and you know how addiction works. We are con artists. Yeah, well, when I want the money for me to smoke, I'll tell my mother how much she hates me and loves everyone else. Yeah. So I've been in the street for 2 weeks. No one even came to look for me. Addict. I never saw that.
So do you realize this now? Oguti, you were a con artist, or back then whilst you were in it, bongas boni, or
Mina being is born, I know why.
Okay.
Because Mina being a seal is bestronger everyone. Endlin, yes.
Sure.
But in the streets, bro, verbally. You know, I mean, but every day I would wear a new hat. Kusasa ngiyapenda, kusasa ngiyalungisa, kusasa ngumechanic, kusasa ngiyele out ile dila ngerabul, kusasa. Yeah, understand? I would wear so many caps that I didn't know who I was anymore. And over time, the world becomes so small that akuna strati longa kokoloti muntu khona. So you don't want confrontation because hey, I miss a clever. 5 more other people can come and say, hey, Nami, and then you find yourself gupi Avalon. Because I used to live that life. But even I would need timing to go out. Because in Zanzi, this side, I can't go. My sugar moto then I can go because Lomuto Lemot Yamcolot or I went to Chalet, you won't eat. Bayang Bambese, saying I open, but I can't go because not was on Kawas, you know. So you live in hell, and it's not nice, but it's really not nice. And coming out of that is not easy, you know why? Because every skolotoba naso. You think go to the slung is any mistake. Like in Koloti 50 rand. Right now, then I say, Yazin, ngizochontsha le mic ngiyithengisa ngibuye ngizokhava. But ngichontshe nale mic le, angithi ngikolota wena. I-rationalization yami naye. Ngichontsha le mic, ngibhayisa ngibuye ngizochontsha. Manje ngicela ukuyibhayisa ngiyobheka amaviye, sengikolota wena i-mic. Ngithini manje ngizothatha le phone, ngoze ubhadala wena ngibhadale le mic. You understand?
Yeah.
Manje ngicela uthola imali, ngibheme, sengikolota wena ile mic, ile phone.
Yeah.
I understand. So it becomes a chain of a lot of things that also cage you to be the person that you become. Yeah, well, and then imagine coming out of it becomes impossible for even other people to go to rehab because mindset yake
It's impossible to come back.
Yeah. Yeah. Ngikholwa abantu ababhaya manje ngizo oro yazini mangicala ngiyeka ngiwenzani. I told you about a guy who never had a childhood. Can't remember a time where ahlezi so. Since you say khontswini uhlala bhema uhlala phandle ukuthi ubheme. They only remember that. So mawumtshela ukuthi ayi rehab uthi makabuya yenzeni. So to reform.
So there's not even a memory of where he can go to. Yeah.
Oh, bheka ngiyokhe ngiyaqeda manje qualification is not even in their vocab. Skill is not even in their vocab. Akayazi lento yokusebenzela usibamba yena ucava ukukhama umuntu manje. Take the money and go. So, but how do we reform people? Stories Untold becomes that when
take me through that.
Where when addicts come back, we try and find other organizations that actually deal with skills, and then the social development. Thanks to Faith Mazibugo, our social
shout out Faith.
Our social development MEC. She's working tirelessly to try and help us also as an organization and the world itself, or the country or our country itself, to try and take addicts. She's taking it personally to herself to try and open every opportunity that she can for addicts to actually to be reformed. Because to be honest with you, from our even from our own societies, no one is trying to combat that. Everyone is just saying whatever that they want to say out of the criticism, but no one is actually doing anything to make the situation better.
Yeah.
But that woman, as someone who's in the government, and we always say, we take government very let drugs, but I'll tell you, there's someone in government who's also trying to aid that problem, and she's doing her best, and we've taken a whole lot of addicts to rehab. They came back, they went to skills, and today they speak a different language from your totital and the number that they used to speak. Today they know how to speak like a gentleman. Today they carry themselves out as humans, and you can see what it is possible, and recovery is possible, but recovery cannot be achieved. It's a everyday thing. It's a one step at a time. It's about today, just for today. As long as I didn't use today, it's okay. Even tomorrow, it's just I don't use today, it's okay. Tomorrow, I don't use today, it's okay. It becomes a year, it becomes years, it becomes a milestone. So it's something that you work with yourself, for yourself every time. And it's about also understanding your own triggers. But this triggers me, I don't do that, and then you went to rehab, you can't go back to the same friends.
Fact.
Yeah, because they only know that. And then when you're trying to understand, to unlearn other, habits and attitudes.
But for when your call was that as much as a Pumile, you need to, for you to stay sober, you need to help others.
Yeah.
But more or less in the same space. Ne?
Yeah.
But not be intertwined with your friends.
Yeah. No.
There's a difference.
Yes.
Explain where the difference is.
Yeah. The difference is I'm a friend who only speaks about bettering your life.
Sure.
An addict. We don't speak about, hey, when I'm a peka engaki. Yeah, when uthanda stuff sigabani. Uthenga kuye when user your drug of choice. No. We are discussing how can you best better your life. And I become that friend. I become that friend that even when you have a problem, when someone hits rock bottom, to say, hey, Shimfana, you want to grand. Even if I decide fully, you can come back to Terrence and cough out. And then we become that safe environment where we follow you in your own, pace. If we start shy, we know if it's being headache. I know. I was telling you Ntogozo the other time, Ntogozo, you've never used in your life. Ntogozo is working with me, actually.
Sure.
You've never used in your life. The people that you're going to be working with right now, they're very impossible. So be ready to learn. Uguti, there's this different type of people. The best thing that you must do when is to understand. And Togozo understands today. Yes, because we know. I mean, like right now we're having an issue where we're trying to help someone, right? I can't say names right now. It's so interesting.
Sure.
Lomutulo is coming in number facts. Nomtano Secretary can't tell you that. Right? Because now silahlela ama-peanuts. We gave him money. Ukubona ukuthi uzo-reacta kanjalo wanyamalala 2 weeks. Makabuya sekamuntu ofahla ke ngithi yazi mina ngiboshwe kangakhi ngingakiboshwanga ngakithi. Ngiyakithi ngithi yobe ngiboshiwe. Ngidi imali ye-fine. Ngibuye kangakhi kithi mina nginama-fake injuries. Ngithi ngiphukile ngifuna ukuye ebhara. Ngifuna nje imali ye-taxi. Yabo so ungangishaya ngalezo bro ngikaye something else and nabona ukuthi enhle ku-terrorist uyangibona so I can see through an addict ukuthi azincede ukuthi abuye ekukhulumeni ivara yabo and that's the value behind that. And Ntokozo becomes that neutral person to a sense where he knows nothing about this, he understands nothing about this, he will do anything necessary even if when ungathi ngathi Ntokozo hamba naye inyuku noma ungathi Ntokozo kanjani Ntokozo won't smoke with you because he doesn't know this. I understand but mina there's 99.9 chances ukuthi singaphe because there is that animal inside me. Ntokozo doesn't have it, so Ntokozo becomes our safe point of reference
for sure
for us to actually go forward, because we need someone who doesn't have this child inside them, this wealth inside them, this disease inside them. And then it's also impossible for other addicts to even try. I mean, I have this lingo because it's not there. It's just out in normal. And then it's a good bridge between the addict and the normalies. We call them normalies. Why? Because us as addicts, we tend to think, Gucci, there's no normally that will give you quality time. So Ntokozo becomes the guy that gives an addict quality time for nothing. Abon ukuthi they still belong to society. It helps them to change. Khona umuntu onendaba ongayenzi right. TERRENCE uke use. That's why I don't understand. But Ntokozo no. Ile out normal. Ayazi na ridings. Ayazi nokuthi kuphenywa kanjani. Yabo, but he's there. He's willing to understand. He's willing to become a bridge of your own father, of your own brother who should be giving you that time. He becomes that person. So for me, it's very, very essential. Ntokozo Bafet is doing a lot that is so good, that is taking addicts to do our medical reports, to help them with their admin and take them to 41 forum assessment with the psychosocial. So out of all the normalists that I know, if it's not an addict who's helping another addict, Ntokozo is one of the people that I know who's trying to help addict without being an addict, who actually never even suffered from addiction from a family member, from anyone else, but it's just, God sent for us. Yeah.
Ntokozo, shout out, bro. Shout out.
Yeah.
So nispansana na nesanka or
tina sispana directly in the 41 social development straight.
Sure, okay.
But we're willing. I mean, like we are doing the same thing. For me to go and work with Sanka, it defeats the purpose of who I am, because they're doing exactly what we do. We're just trying to spread and be in another corner as they are in another corner. So together we are just combating, trying to fight this disease of addiction.
So with getting the message out there, you have a TikTok, your stories untold.
Yes.
So from a marketing standpoint, like who are you talking to? Are you talking to the parents who ungapheli themba, or I mean, mangithi market, like chances are someone who smokes or uses, ne?
Yeah.
Will they probably be on TikTok? No. So who's the ukhuluma nobani on that account?
That's a very good, very, very good question. This is the world, it's at large. If there's an addict who gets to see it by chance, ngoba maybe kuba nayo by TV by bone.
Sure.
But the problem is how the parents now use our content over their children who are smoking. Why when I can't do a change? It's not for that.
For sure.
It's for their own understanding.
Okay.
To see, for them to know, there's a better way for them to actually find change. And then if it's not time for their child to change, it's not because of a phone background. That's why you wake up. Whether as an addict or not, song is funba sharp. Pain la, you understand?
Sure.
Sharp song. But now, addiction is a disease. You find an TB, you find an HIV. Why are we able to treat umuntu with HIV? Grand. Why are we able to? I mean, I don't have cancer, but I understand cancer.
Sure.
You are not an addict. Try and understand what addiction is. This is what we are trying to say, and we are trying to become that platform where you can learn more the addiction from different people and different spheres of its own influence.
Yep.
Yeah.
Please go check it out. Go TikTok, it's Stories Untold. So obviously you take the viewer through a journey of abantu. Ne?
Yeah.
So what's one success story, man, that you can absolutely say, Guti, ever since Skala Diding, there's this success story?
Yo, okay. I am proud right now to say, Guti, out of everyone else that we've helped.
Sure.
I mean, I'm very proud for Petule, known as Dr. House, the guy who actually composed the song Kima Titi, Kisamanta, Kima Titi, Kisintaule. You remember the guy?
No.
His name is Dr. House. Dr. House recently went to rehab. We actually took every step with him for him to actually go to rehab, and he's made it. He's out of rehab now. He's looking forward, to becoming himself again and helping young people be in music. So we want to try and create that environment for him. Yeah. So I think one of the videos that you can check on YouTube, Ki Chem Eli. He was on Chem Eli performing the actual song that I'm talking about, but he has done a lot of great music and produced a lot of great music.
Yeah.
So that's why when a creative addict goes out there,
I was going there.
they become too destroyed.
Sure.
Yeah, well, they become too destroyed because once you're a creative, you're an influence.
Yeah.
So you even influence yourself even more. And there are chances that there can be 100 or 30 other people who are smoking because of you. Because you've got that influence bone in you. So, slim. Actually, the word drug, you know what it stands for?
No, enlighten me.
Devil's revenge upon God's servants.
Sure. One more time. Devil's revenge.
Devil's revenge upon God's servants. So, this disease of addiction using drugs targets the smart ones, targets
creative
the influential ones, targets the creative ones, targets the right ones. Young tall. Akekho mfethu ngizokutshela mina right now. In rehab mfethu mina bengihlezi nama scientists, nama biologists, nama ngiyangithola. Abantu abamfethu abazokuexplainela rocket science. Why were you smoking? It's not all about that. There's something beyond understanding that dark space that I'm telling you about. That if we can be able to sniff it out from our kids from an early age. You must know that you are planting that seed of addiction in your child. Isn't this wrong? You must know that you are planting that seed of addiction in your child. You are simply planting that seed of addiction. Recognize the achievements when they're doing good. Next. We are simply planting that seed of addiction in your child. We must recognize them. We must check on them. We must always look up for them. Wherever they've done right, we must be able to congratulate them. When they've done wrong, we must not shout them. We must correct them. There's a difference. So we must just play it. I know we can't do it every day safe. But 90% we must try and do it and play it safe with our kids.
Sure.
Because wonke ama addictions zokutshela suka from that age. La wena thuke nje umntwana kabuhlungu kabi umtshela amagama abuhlungu ayi-1. It doesn't have to be 20 times, but that one time becomes that dark space. And then Bema, you why Bema? They're not asking the right questions still.
Because this is also making me think, because just yesterday, I went to go see my daughter. So she is 4 months. And she knows when Papa comes through, Papa has something, right? So typically I I would buy like lama sweetie lama ngani, lama watermelon, lama rings law. And so mangiara, she would also like angtapi. Yeah. And then she would find a sweet, she'd be happy. And I would also enjoy that experience. But it's funny you mentioned this because just the other day I was thinking about it, and this Zoro, that's when it became more apparent because next, right? And she's like, Papa Sweets, right? So it's interesting because it's like to a certain extent, as parents, we somehow foster or train addictions in little children. So now moving forward, singiyacabanga manje ukuthi no, she must know ukuthi mayikhona ikhona mangekho ayikho. And besides ukuthi ayikho, it's a case of mangithi ayikho, she must be okay. And not really facilitate that whole thing of magangibona, she associates
a perception. Yes.
You know what I mean? So thank you for that. Thank you for that, because it's something I see as well with Iman. Correct her, because it's not always all things that would be deemed as bad.
Even the good ones.
Even the good ones, you're also training umntana for your addiction. Hence, you know, these young ones in high school, they can't even accept when you're unemployed as a parent or you can't make means. Next thing, man, your parents have to go make loans. So I've got 2 questions, and there's a lot, and I think we should do a part 2. No?
All right. Okay.
This one's a bit controversial because, yes, we're talking substance abuse and the work that you're doing. So what would you say is needed, Manjigu society, or what are you focusing on? Do you try and work with the law to say, let's eradicate drugs? Or is it a case of, let me work on the mind? Because drugs will forever be there, but can I rather work on the mind? That one, sorry, it's a 2-part question. Excuse. And then what about the ones that are still in high school? Because Manjo Udila Naba already having taken drugs. What about the ones that haven't yet? Okay, so complex question. Ngiphi or grand?
Yeah, grand.
Sure.
You know, for the ones who have induced.
Sure.
I feel the pity because you see, when we are at that, you know, young stage where the light is so bright and everything seems to be okay. Once we get the metric, what you want to do, you know, it's so good and it's so powerful, and I so wish life could be like that. But he was vulnerable more than any other thing. Because he's got probably a brother who's using, who's creating a hate. But you see what developer inside, that hate. Yeah, that dark space again. So it becomes addiction again.
Sure.
So, for me now, early prevention is better than cure.
Sure.
So I'm not after the one who's selling with the law. I'm not taking customers. I don't want to take the seller also. But I want to take someone who was already not a customer. Someone who's willing to stop. Who was not even a customer.
Before Bakala.
Yeah, you understand?
Sure.
And actually try and change the mindset, the narrative also. Okay, manje ngumntwana ngisesikela mangiqeda isikela ngifuna ukuba yini. We don't have to know what we want to do. Because also that becomes a problem because we feel insufficient at the end. Uqeda isikela awuspani. It creates those problems. You don't have to be anything. You are human and you are enough. We need to be taught that gahle gahle. We don't have to be labeled and placed somewhere in order for us to feel complete.
Sure.
We are in addiction because we felt incomplete. You understand? I was not good enough. I'm not loved enough. Yeah, I understand? So now, society also does that. It's told that you are not good enough. You are insufficient. How clever, how smart.
Because they are being pinned against.
You understand? We don't associate with you because you're a failure. How sharp. But when you're choncha, but you look at manga. So we create the problems And when we have the problems, we want to blame someone else. For these problems that we create. So early prevention is about, again, where the stories untold comes back, the black consciousness, the life consciousness, even not about, pigment or culture or color, but just as a human species to say, you know what, you have a right to become an Adam, to be born and be a human being, without you being a cop, without you being a pilot.
A provider.
Yeah, a provider. You just can be a human being. We must not forget, but you don't have to be engaged in that level. You can just be yourself, and that's good enough. Anything else that tries to make you feel uncomfortable about who you are, you must know that there's a problem. So what I encourage, we shouldn't have ika selingana center. La kule stratini, we must know where children goes. Abantwana abadlalela estratini, yi problem leyo. You understand? This is where we develop this attitude. This is where we develop drugs and every neighborhood must have a center where children must at least go and learn something extra about them, not about someone else. Uthi kahle kahle mina ngithanda idrum. Mina ngithanda ukuactor. Mina ngithanda music.
Sure.
They must go and learn about themselves more than anything else. Yeah, you understand? Mabasasebancane, so that the confidence lesikhuluma ngayo ikwazi ukuba khona every stage of their life, because ngiyokutshela bro wami umntwana othi makabuye esikolweni afika ahlale ekhoneni, umntwana ukuthi makabuye esikolweni alahle ischool bag ayengena eclassini ageleza ibhallet ageleza idiski. It's so different. Yabo. It's not all about occupying the mind. No, it's about instilling something in the mind. You want to keep yourself occupied. No, mina ngithi instill something in your mind every day. Have that, like it's challenging. So okay, now camera ngiyayibona mara awuthi ngichache i-lens ngibona ukuthi inhande lens,
expensive as it might be, but yeah, do it.
Yeah, I understand about what I'm trying to say.
Sure.
So it's about placing activities that teaches us more about ourselves, not about it. Ukuthi ngimaster ukuthi ngibe i-doctor. Ngifuna ukuba i-doctor because mina I feel a certain way. Not because he kholela 3,000, 30,000, 60,000. No, we've got the wrong reasons. Even when things are good, we're forgetting this human thing. This, this. Why is Terrence here?
Yeah.
Why I'm not here because I must be rich. I'm a feminist with such chela lento leyo ukuthi maqedwe isigela kwamele ube grand ube nemoto ube nomfazi uphila impilo yakho nawe ukwazi ukuzidiyela imali. No. I must just be good principled. I must have good values.
Yeah.
I must have good morals and good ethics.
For sure.
That's it. And that's good enough. Yabo. So the problems in fitness is pele vandag. But I think we must surely do part 2.
No, definitely. A part 2 is definitely on the way, because as much as we've seen those movies where they start the storyline in the middle and then to progress, and then it has to go back to be like, okay, let's go back. So there's a lot of value that I've derived, and as mentioned, it's not just about actual substances, but there's different forms of addictions that we struggle with. And like you say, it's about discovering self in all of this thing. So with that being said, man, thank you so much. Really appreciate that. And then just as a parting question, so if someone wants to reach out to Guti, maybe not even for my daughter, for my son, but me as a parent, because I recognize that I don't understand the addiction. I don't understand the place or the dark place that Bona they see themselves in terms of it being a heavenly space. How do I reach out to you, and what are the programs that you have so that Nami as umzali or as someone who's a user can facilitate? And then just, does it have to be substances? But what if I'm addicted to pornography?
Yeah.
Can I reach out to you?
Yes,
okay,
you can.
Cool.
you can. Actually, anything that you overdo excessively, that it goes beyond reason.
Sure.
For you to actually do it and actually achieve anything substantial to better your life. If there's something like that in your life that happens, you need to come.
Sure.
Not because we've got the solutions. No, because we've got the ear. To listen to the problems. Because people stay in these addictions because they are embarrassing. It's embarrassing, but we are a safe environment where you can cough out.
Sure.
Other people, actually, for them to stop using, it's just about talking. It doesn't take the whole process of rehabilitation, but it's just an environment where they feel safe to cough out. So we are there for that. And we are not an emotional solace for parents who are head over kids who have done bad things to them. We are not those people, but we are here to try and sniff out the problem from a child who's repeating something over and over again, that it goes beyond their own decisions. So people tend to think we are not so psychosocial for parents where we listen to your problems. No, we don't want to hear what you chonche and watata in ugwenzani. We want to know how best forward can you go with your child.
Sure. Sure.
And turn your lemon into lemonade. Yeah.
No, I think initially I thought, I'm coming to talk to a graphic designer, but I see that you're actually a human designer.
Yeah.
Right. So
thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
But mention in terms of contacts, where can people find you?
Okay. Basic thing is number 078 972 3749. I think you must also get Ntokozo's number.
100%.
Because it's very, very relevant. I don't know it by heart. Can you say it?
No, yeah, sure. Then you'll just repeat it.
065 617 770.
Yeah. No, but maybe now I'm on a camera and we'll see if they see you. They know that.
Right. This is one guy who has never used in his life.
Sure.
And is willing to take his time and make time for the forsaken lot. Yeah.
Superman. Sure. Superman without a kryptonite.
Yeah.
No, but Terrence, man, thank you. We'll definitely have a part 2. But to me, what I'm sensing is that we actually dealing with the mind here, and depending on your spiritual level, obviously it does tie down to your spirit, your mind, and then your body, right? This one informs this one, and this one informs this one, which leads to actions, right? So if spiritually you've dealt with everything you need to deal with, and then mentally you've checked yourself, then physically you'll be okay.
Right.
You become right. Yeah.
People speak of the rock bottom, but I also speak of the peak point, where everything is so good, everything is right, and then you go back down. So both sides, it works like that. So that's why sometimes we've got even celebrities and people that we never thought they would actually do this, finding them doing it, because we're not looking up there. There's also this emotional breakdown also, everything. With everything that you think you really need for you to be okay, people still fall. I think maybe next time we should talk about that.
Shame as well.
Yeah. And now we are the only people who are engineering these things, because we don't give room for them to happen. When they happen, they are shameful. No, it's not about what they used to have. Gubo. It's not all about the top. It's about being human again, So we can talk more, and we can raise these issues and create, actually, for me, every day where we sit and actually talk about our real topics. Someone evil, for Uber, or for the takes, but where we're talking about before us, what really happened to the person. Because that's dead also. It's about that. I'm 100% sure Gucci right now I regret. But at the time when they were doing it, it was right. Because there was this satisfaction that they got, of which is addiction. But in Tandu was satisfied. It's an addiction. I'll be right. I'll be right. It's an addiction. You are a perfectionist. It's an addiction, but do it right. Yeah, I understand. So it's difficult, man, living a life, and it's very easy living it too. You know, yeah.
No, Terrence, Dogozo, guys, I appreciate you so much.
Okay,
and I'm hoping that everyone that's watching this, you found value, because if you notice, there were two parallel conversations happening at the same time. Yes, it's about substance abuse and the work that Terrence is doing to help the guys in the community to realize and remember themselves. But at the same time, we were talking about finding that place where if you're too dependent on something, then that too is also an addiction. So don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and check out Stories Untold on TikTok. And there's also Facebook, Stories Untold, and Terrence Shikwambana, the YouTube channel, Shikwambana Terrence Stories Untold. So the links will be in the description, and we'll see you again with the second part where we're going to talk about shame, because it's not just about addiction, but there's a lot of people that feel shame.
Yes.
Right. So we'll talk about that next time. So stay tuned. We'll see you again next time. Stay blessed, guys.
Yeah, man.
Peace.
That was a very insightful conversation, man, as promised, but because, man, these conversations, they help us and they help the community to heal from things that they do not talk about. And, I won't do drugs.
Do not do drugs, man. Don't do it, man. Don't do it. No matter how much it's cool or whatnot. Remember when we were doing, the walk on Youth Day, the Youth Day edition that we did, where we went out on the streets of, Dobsonville, and we spoke to Ubongani Jordan. He's got that sneaker wash, man. Also, shout out to him. You should, if you are in Dobsonville, support, youth businesses, abantu that are trying to make it happen for themselves, who are trying to recover from the blows that life has dealt them, obviously rectifying their mistakes. Because he did speak also about his fight with, drugs, and advising the youth of Soweto and Dobsonville, essentially, our drugs, guys. You just get stuck in a cycle of destruction that not only destroys you, psychologically, physically, in every way possible, but also the people that you love, because they would not want to see you look like that. And I mean, we've had people doing amazing things here on the show, like Pastor Dave Barber with, walking with winners. Shout out to them, let's fight the scourge of drugs in our communities together, because together we can. Masibambisana, guys, since it's Heritage Month, as we are to that mentality of Ubuntu when it comes to tackling this drug issue. Although, I feel like there's also this level where we need to know the difference between showing love and support and enabling. This speaks to like episode like mabachojo ama cable uyazi ukuthi umntwana akho, ukuthi uye inkinga emphakathi uyo tshentshela abantu ama cable, and then when now there's mob justice that wants to happen, no umtanami, but when magasmoshela,
Didn't say anything.
You're not standing up to say, and also sometimes, the only way people can make it out of situations is to face the consequences of their actions. So, I mean, obviously, TikTok is looking for muloto now. I say like, hey, ngamaphilo muloto. Hey, uhleza khuluma ngamaphilo angcolile athi umbona ngephile engcolile. That guy is coming for you. But also, something that a clinic that we've had and that have come on the show also is Westview. Yeah, and of course they're always doing activations. They're a clinic at Dobsonville, Itirling, and coming in to say, guys, if Nenkinga, come through. But now, ngiyabo ubongani Jordan right there. Maybe just as a final closing, let's hear some words from him as a youth of Lentuzana, of Dobsonville on, drugs and how they've affected his life. Yeah.
Ikomaba the youth, you need to they can be different products. That's why about materials and that's all. And I think they all need assistance. So it's about doesn't no bad and it's to my situation about number. So that's other but the issues but it's clear. Also understand that what's virally Baba corner, but it is still cheap because 9 hours are not good. Now I'm building up out there.
Young people are not ruling days. Young people are sitting and they are lazy. But here's a young person who's taking accountability and say, I was wrong.
Yeah, man. You see, I love seeing, because like I say, the greatest form and the best form of advocacy is lived experience. So, man, we learn from people who have walked the path of addiction and have made the recovery and are saying, don't do it. It's not worth it. So, ungazwangusha, lalela. Ay ngoba.
Yeah, but it has been nice, man, being
man.
here on this beautiful Tuesday morning.
Yeah, man.
And of course, choose yourself, choose resilience so that you cannot, fall into things like these ones, right? So please protect yourself at any time, at any given time, and make sure that you get as much information so that you can equip yourself and, you become as big of yourself. But with that being said, man, it was nice being with you right here.
Yeah, but
You know me, your energetic start to your day accompanied by that daily dose of positivity.
man, I just want people to, when you know better, you do better. So choose better, man. Choose to want better for yourself. Choose to do better when you know better. And of course, choose to always keep striving for better when it comes to your life, whether it is just taking better care of yourself mentally, physically, psychologically, in every way possible, holistically, just choose better.
Yeah. And of course, that the conversation does not only stop here. It continues on our social media platforms. We have Vooka Breakfast Show across all social media platforms right there. Please do make sure that you subscribe, you follow us, and then you press the notification button till we see each other.
Yeah, man. Oh, before we go, last thoughts. Don't forget, man. Of course, tomorrow we will be announcing the winner for our Flavor Fridays giveaway. And then, of course, we are still giving away those tickets to the Soweto Kota Festival. So stay tuned for that. And of course, we are still looking for those models, man. Sis, if you want to step into your hot girl summer era, halala.
Yeah.
Because sizokufaka, man. Sizokufaka intweni, and you may be the, for instance, muse right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show for their next editorial, their biggest editorial photo shoot yet. So, that one is for the ladies. Abokiel, the boss babes, doing the things out there. So, yeah, that don't forget, G. Begani, social media, hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. Like, subscribe, follow, do the necessary things that need to be done. So, sienze, screw.
Okay, we'll see each other early rising tomorrow morning, of course, man. It will be a wonderful Wednesday because, yes, it's spring and, the sun is coming up as early as 5 o'clock in the morning. So,
Rim, lunamang.
Lanpuma.
Hawaii, Suda. It hasn't reached that. We're still going to have the spring equinox and things.
Yeah, but actually, we're not on this.
Some people are having their new year this month.
Oh,
Yes. Okohiwe.
Now I know there was the that's why I said.
Yeah.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, but till we see each other tomorrow, guys, stay safe, take care of yourself. My name is Mwekiti Maiman, aka Maxa for Maximum Tidorija. I am the son of Mother Nature, and Akhanam Klakasi Aberakisa generator signing.
And of course, from me, UTC, Damazibuga Shabalala, your prime cut creative and positivity dose of the day. Umam Shengu umuhle indlovukazi yakwantu. Omwela sawawela ngeke ngithi mina. By day, you are royalty. You the everything in any a. Hi.
Descendant of King Mazi.
Descendant of King Mazibuga ngeke. Yo, isikhathi bani bana California kize